And here we are. Come on, let's give me some time to be summoned, I think. There we go. Hello everyone, it is I, Nemi Faye, back again. Hope everyone is doing good. I am here with more Greatest Attorney once more with Spec and Saber.
Why, hello there.
Waha!
Slowly Saber is just becoming the fucking plant people from Breath of the Wild. Yeah!
Oh my gosh, Saber is a Korok.
Saber is a fucking Korok. But yeah, welcome once more to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. This time, the second one. We are now with Resolve, the first chapter with the great adventures of Ryutaro Naruhodo. The greatest a new addition to the Ace Attorney continuity. It's fine. The idea of the stream just kinda came to me because I was like, man, it sure would be neat to be able to finish games faster. It would be very good, indeed. And since one days became free for us, I was like, well, no time like the present. There's also the fact that this Saturday I'm not gonna be able to stream, so yeah. Take it like a substitution stream, basically. And if it works out, I may just continuously stream on Mondays, if I can. So, look out, yeah. Words. Anyways. We started the first case of the second game in which Susato has to defend her best friend in court after our most reviled English woman got stabbed to death, very deservedly. But because women are not allowed in the amazing state of Japan to do anything, Susato is cross-dressing now as Naruhodo's cousin in order to defend her friend. And it's all the fucking mess everyone could imagine, and it's being a lot of fun, especially because Soseki is one of the witnesses, and he has become quite the fellow in his time as a popular author. But yeah, with that being said, we can move on to the second cross-examination, which was what we were doing at the time. Where we ended. There we go. Please don't need to resolve. Because Susato was like, oh, what if she pulled out the knife because she wanted to save her life? And Hosono is like, okay, you buffoon, let me explain.
Indeed.
You okay, Spicky?
I was eating, yes.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone for half of the week, so yeah. No stream on Saturday, sadly. So I hope you guys will be able to survive without me. Very tragic. There also
To be
won't be
clear,
any crosscode on Thursday.
very sad.
So you better beat the dungeon in the next stream.
Nah. Also, on Cleo's latest comment, both Susatos are nice.
This appeals to the buy. Anyways, Spec, your turn to shine.
Yay. Give me a second. I think I got some ketchup stuck in my throat. Fuck, I'm hacking like I am Hosonaga. I really am main character.
Are you gonna spit the ketchup out too, so you are bleeding?
Oh fuck, I didn't think of that shit. Looking away from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. Let's not forget the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago. Dr. Wilson was the defendant's highly respected mentor.
Damn.
Is what you said true, Inspector? But pulling a knife from a wound really caused the wound to bleed heavily.
Yes. Think of the weapon itself as a stopper in the wound that prevents excessive blood loss. Yep. To a doctor's ready to provide proper treatment. It's ready to provide proper treatment. That stopper shouldn't be removed.
Oh, I see. So, this is why yokels should stay on their farm. Even a quack from some obscure mountain village would have such basic knowledge. Anyone who's ever given someone a little poke with a knife and pulled it out again knows it.
What do you mean?
Are you poking people with knives?
Oh, well, I've never stabbed anyone, you see. Or pulled a blade out of a wound, so...
Of course you haven't. I didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit. Thanks,
Oh, no.
Dad.
I'm sorry, Proof. I'm sorry that this dream isn't working for you.
Oh no.
Oh no, pat.
Father, is it true what they are telling me?
Yes, it's basic remedial knowledge for medics. Ray would have been well aware of it. If you were to claim ignorance of such fundamentals, that would prove fatal in many ways.
Cleo, obviously that's his disguise.
But then, why would Ray have done it? Could she have pulled out that knife in full knowledge that it would be fatal for Miss Brett?
I don't know.
Ray never once mentioned anything about the knife to me. It seems almost impossible to believe, but... Could my friend actually have...
Susato,
Yes.
pull yourself together. We mustn't lose sight of why we're here. Council, it's time for your cross-examination.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency.
However, I must warn you that if your cross-examination fails to identify any issue with established facts, we'll be moving to my adjudication immediately afterwards. Whew! No pressure.
No pressure.
I understand. Believing in your clients and fighting for their cause until bitter end. I knew it would be hard, but I had no idea it would be this hard.
Hold it!
You say doing it without thinking could be a problem. Does that mean that if you used due care and attention, it would be alright?
I wouldn't have thought this needed spelling out, really. But look at the turtle. He's painting the turtle. The blade is like a stopper in the wood. Remove it, and serious hemorrhage will occur. In other words, a medic would need to be present before any attempt was made to withdraw the blade. Doing it without thinking would be madness. You just can't do it.
Well, thank you for such a thorough explanation. You see, Council, when you act without thinking, the result is bloodbath.
Back to the witness testimony, please. Let's see.
Leo, your character thing you're talking about is host and Naga?
In that case, there's an obvious explanation here.
Which is...
Clearly, the defendant, Raymond Bamisan, does not possess an ounce of sense.
What do you think about that, Professor Mikotoba?
I'm not sure that you should be labeling your best friend as lacking common sense.
Well, I thought it would be better than labeling her as a murderer. I don't know, young people today. If that's friendship, I don't understand it.
Careful, Council. A lack of common sense can be a very dangerous thing.
How could we have That recalled on me hurt her badly.
That's life, I'm afraid. A lesson everyone must learn.
Hopefully you can see now that this is really basic medical knowledge. Being involved in medical research, Bami-san would certainly have been aware of it.
Hold it!
But the defendant had suddenly encountered somebody she knew lying on the ground, bleeding to death. The sight could have shocked her delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade inadvertently.
I really don't think inadvertent actions can explain this. The woman is a medical research assistant. I can't imagine she would behave so irrationally.
But irrational behavior is woman's prerogative, isn't it?
You're getting too into character, Sato.
Oh dear, you have a lot to learn about women. Only a small-minded man could have such bigoted views.
Damn, Beso Sonaga, let's go.
Okay, perhaps I'm letting my persona take a hold a little too much.
Well, have I managed to convey the basics now? That should cover the medical side of the argument.
Hold it!
Whatever the motive, it just isn't in Membami-san's nature to do something so awful.
But she had both motive and opportunity. That's very hard to argue against.
But you don't know the defendant.
Objection!
And you, counsel, do not appear to know the law.
Yes, evidence is the only way to convince the court of your argument, not feelings.
With this fledgling to defend her, I would almost say pity the accused. So do I.
Inspector, you will reiterate your point about the defendant's motive, please.
Ah, yes. Miss Brett was in many ways a sworn enemy of Membami-san.
Hold it!
Well, yes, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Membami-san's talent and offered her the position to assistant despite her being a woman. She was extremely grateful to him.
Yes, the Englishman appears to have been a very broad-minded individual.
Dr. Wilson had no time for outdated traditions. He made with opposition, of course, but he believed firmly in Membami-san's abilities.
Clearly the defendant was in the man's debt, which only serves to prove my point.
This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack in his testimony anywhere. If I knew that withdrawing the knife from her wound would threaten Miss Brett's life further. I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it.
Susato, it's a time like this when it's especially important to remember the fundamentals.
The fundamental?
Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it?
Of course, but I've been through the court record dozens of times already.
I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though. You didn't take the evidence at face value. Garana must examine it in greater detail, too. Unless this is your first time playing the role of lawyer in the courtroom. If you need reminding of the rudiments, you need only ask. Do my very best to help.
Examining the evidence in the court record? It's an idea, certainly. What should I do?
I know what to do.
We know what to do.
Come to think of it, Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san were always turning evidence over and over in their hands.
Oh my god, there's like so many little things in this goddamn piece of wood.
Yes, I need to examine things in greater detail with space.
Space. Ah, by the look in your eyes. Is this coming back to you? Go through the call record again, have a thorough look at everything. Let me just find a clue.
Yes, I'll do it straight away.
Alright, time to actually solve this thing, let's see.
Yay.
So, we have the newspaper, which... Oh, now we can check the newspaper.
There we go. Now we can clicky. Oh, look at the portrait, so good.
Righteous England returning to law. Is this the interview with you and Soseki-san? Is it, father? It looks as though it was quite an exchange.
Yes, he became a little over-animated when he was talking about his time in England. The photographer managed to capture the moment his hand karate chopped me on the neck.
I do hope you weren't hurt.
Okay, so what does it say on the other side?
This is the new paper from Soseki-san. There seems to be an important article on the back page as well. Explosive, deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. From Yume's Medical Research. Father, isn't that your lab?
What the? Let me see that. The poison's been stolen?
It's this morning's paper that Soseki-san gave us. Are you saying you didn't know?
As embarrassing as that is for the head of the laboratory, I didn't. I don't hear any such thing. Where on earth could the reporter have gleaned this information?
Come to think of it, there was no article mentioning the story in our paper this morning, was there?
It's a highly toxic poison we've been working on in strictest confidence. I put Ray in charge of the project.
Ray, she was menacing it.
It was written here is true. Means that she tried to hide the theft from me. And moreover, it just were leaked somehow.
I don't believe it.
We need to read this article very carefully. Oh boy.
So, okay, so wait, so poison was stolen, but yet neither of the people that should know about it in the paper. Huh.
Following a lecture you made by Soseki Natsume on Earth of Algos, it's come to light that a very disturbing incident took place. A deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic science laboratory was stolen. Even the smallest amount entering the body, either by the mouth or by a wound for a poison-laced blade, would be fatal in minutes. Current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have to be consulted. Most of the symptoms occur in minutes, starting with impairment, breathing, and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. The symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin. Here's an entirely new synthetic of alkaloids, are rumored to have been commissioned by military.
How the fuck did this get out, like, information-wise? What the fuck?
What?
Objection!
Oh.
No, there is one possibility.
I've had a good day, Cleo.
Well,
Wait, what? I was being asked something as well.
yeah, did you have a good day?
I spent half my day laying in bed because I was too comfortable. That's it.
So-
And then now I'm here.
So, someone took the poison for Cusco. The poison specifically meant to poison Cusco. Cusco's poison.
One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from victim's wound.
What?
The Joker not only has a poor grasp of the law, but is also a poor loser. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified? It's here, in this newspaper article. An article about the deadly poison having been stolen from the laboratory at the Imperial Yume
Objection!
The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case. But...
Prosecutor Auchi, you will let the defense speak, or we'll fucking suplex you.
But the newspaper article! The court cannot rely on the kind of hearsay those wretched publications carry.
Counsel for the defense? I am going to need some tangible basis for your claim. Will you indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentions and affirms your assertion?
Your Excellency! Yes, of course. Thank you.
Pat back, Cleo.
Ray would never have done something to further endanger Miss Pratt's life without just cause.
Pat for Cleo.
The reason why defendant pulled the knife from the victim's body is explained in the article where it says,
Let me check real quick what part. In this one, amount the poison will play it in minutes. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so it's that one.
Tiny quantities.
the article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxins enters the body on a knife laced with the poison, it's rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes.
Are you suggesting?
If the knife used to attack Miss Press was laced with this very poison, it would explain why the defendant, Memba-Misan, would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible. Yes, the truth is, it was an attempt to stop the poison from entering victim's body.
Oh boy, here we go.
What?
Objection!
This is completely and utter nonsense! Not at all. The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body, not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life, and the prosecution cannot deny the possibility. Have you not read the postmortem report? The cause of death was hemorrhoids. The word poison appears nowhere in the document. Well, that's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold.
Objection!
Oh, please, this is clear desperation. The vessel's last breaking of wind. Poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware. We have no proof that the information in this registered newspaper article is at all reliable anyway.
In that situation, what the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. But instead, you claim she suspected poisoning and took the potential lethal decision to remove the blade. She must have had strong reason for her suspicions then, but the argument makes no sense.
Exactly! Well put, Inspector. On what grounds did she do it? Yoko? Why did Ray suspect that stolen poison was involved? If you want crowns, I'll give you crowns.
What?
You can't possibly...
From your expression, Counsel, it would appear those are no empty words. But actually, as you stand this courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware. The words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence.
Yes, Your Excellency. I'm well aware of that. I've seen it many times, from my place at his side in the Old Bailey.
In that case, Counsel, you will present the proof to the court now. But evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article.
Take that!
Woohoo!
I would ask the court to refer to the notes section in the post-mortem report, which reads: extreme meiosis, double constriction, was observed in the victim.
Ah!
Clearly, being a Yoko with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea, so please do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was noted in the post-mortem report means that it's an unusual symptom of death.
Under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. If there was extreme constriction instead, that's most certainly unusual, yes.
What are you doing, you Yoko detective? In the newspaper article, there's the following information about this stolen poison.
They're just doing whatever Naruhodo does, ruining your existence.
Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, ending with an acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. What? If the defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Precise had constricted severely.
Yes, as a medical research assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately. Without doubt.
Prosecutor Auchi, I think you agree. This is very compelling evidence. Yeah. Yoko's done it! A Yoko professor!
Everyone is a joker now.
Everyone's a yokel.
I believe the defense suspect released demonstrating the veritable reason for the defendant's actions.
No.
Yuji Mikotoba? Yes, Your Excellency? I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in this newspaper, please. It pains me to have to admit it, but I am afraid I don't know. You don't know? The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly. I was unaware of any theft. You mean to tell the court that a report of this theft are unfounded? No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, couldn't say.
Listen to the bumbling academic. Unaware of the theft of the secret state research from his own workplace until he reads it of the news on the newspaper.
I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision.
Father. It's a pitiful situation for a university professor. You should have more control over your students rather than allowing them off on killing sprees. That's totally unfounded.
Okay, my turn. None of this is Professor Mikotoba's fault. It's all my fault.
You're not helping.
Hey.
Memoi-san, you stand accused here. Hours like this will not be tolerated. But it was me. I was the one who noticed that the poison we were developing had been stolen that day. What?
So you knew.
I've been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day that the professor and Sasaki-san were interviewed together for a newspaper. That's why I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just tiny amount it was. Why didn't you let me know immediately? I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So I decided I'd try to get it back before anyone else found out. Because I had a very good idea who the thief was.
The thief? You don't mean...
Yes, of course. It was that damn dainty English woman. Miss Giselle Brett? That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable. And it was you who stole the poison? Think Saber was Giselle, right?
I can quickly check if you want to be sure.
Well, whatever do you mean?
And then, she suddenly got to her feet before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor. That's when I saw the knife in her back. Couldn't understand what had just happened. And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. Even so, her eyes had shrunk to tiny pinpoints. I don't believe it. In other words, you realized that the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison. My mind started racing. I didn't see anything past Miss Brett's lips whilst I'd been with her. Which is only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body.
the blade of the knife in her back.
That train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade. Yes! If the amount that had entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I hoped. Really? I'm so sorry for staying silent all this time. Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I have duly noted the courage with which you will confess in the end. Thank you, Your Excellency.
It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little in this courtroom now.
Objection!
Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, Mempamisan, if that's the case, perhaps you could explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed.
Well,
You have no answer because of the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge. But you have no conclusive evidence to prove the assertion, do you? Oh, I have evidence, and it is very much conclusive. What's the prosecution counsel up to? It was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost certain.
you will produce the aforementioned evidence at once, Prosecutor Ochi.
Perhaps some praise is due, young Yalko student. What? I had imagined there would be no need for me to submit this evidence. But you have brought this on yourself. What the?
Well, I recognize that crack.
I do too.
Kotomo damning should exist. The cruelty in the air on that page is almost palpable. This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accused murderer's nature. Points shows a precise moment that Mempamisan plunged her dagger into the victim's back.
No, that's not true. No.
I don't believe it.
Order! 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 Counsel for the defense, was it you who were responsible for that straight screen that just pierced my courtroom?
Perhaps his voice has yet to break. This Yoko's has slow of mind and slow to mature. So, who's slow to mature?
Careful now.
Break his spine.
Sato is starting to show her face here. Sultan said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and here we have simple proof. The court will accept this extremely cogent photographic print as evidence.
Cleo, you can still bake if you study medicine.
You can do both.
I can't believe he had a photograph like that up his sleeve the entire time. It's such a stocky match. I'm genuinely lost for words. Man, imagine if these people were forced to show the evidence to the defense lawyer before the trial starts.
Japanese law, baby! Woo! Wait a minute, I don't understand. Why did you... I mean, who took that photograph?
Right?
Objection!
Objection! That's of no importance here. Stop trying to divert attention.
Oh,
Objection!
That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony.
go with your pants down, bitch. I will uphold the defense's demand. The prosecutor will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once.
Oh boy. Well, I'm afraid I can't do that. Pardon? You see, this print arrived at the Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday. But there was nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown.
Goodness.
Are we to understand then, Counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins, you nevertheless believed it fit for submission as evidence to the Supreme Court?
When you first produced that print before, I noticed that you hesitated for a brief moment. Because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you?
Silence, you Yoko student and blabbering professor! What matters is the blatant truth that this print is so eloquently expresses. But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound. Clearly, this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but the moment it was withdrawn. Don't waste this God's time with your ramblings.
Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. The scene it captures is without doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. The defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, but if the conclusion is clear.
Oh no.
Sato, this is time for you to fight. As you've established so far is true, and there can be no doubt. This photograph shows the moment that Ray withdrew the blade from the victim.
Yes, we just need to prove that somehow. You have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to provinces. And to rue the day you came up against Taketuchi Ouchi in court of law. If I can't determine who took this photograph, then the trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be a way of working out who did it.
Well, Counsel,
Your Excellency. The burning question is who took the photograph, and the truth is... This isn't about whether I can or I can't come up with an answer now. I simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photograph print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal. What? No, you can't possibly. But as you so boldly claim that, please do enlighten us. Unfortunately, I'm unable to present the name. How utterly underwhelming! Did you really? However, I am able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity. What?
What?
very well then, Counsel, present your proof to the court. This piece of evidence you clearly reveals something about the identity of the mysterious photographer. Hiya!
Hey-ya!
What is that? The newspaper again? Rocco's England returnee estelar.
It's not the headline that is relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph. If you look at it closely, you'll notice that there are some white lines on the right hand of the side.
Ah, yes indeed. They had already caught my eye as it happens.
Ha! What of it? A A shadow of some kind, presumably, from the branches of tree or the like.
There are no trees growing inside my laboratory or at the university, I can assure you.
Now, if you look closely at this photograph,
Good gracious!
yes, exactly the same pattern of lines present on this photograph too.
Objection!
Oh, well, that tells us nothing.
Sure about that.
Yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely, from the branches of a tree. There wouldn't be any trees growing inside the hut at the beach council.
What's quite remarkable about it is that the two patterns are absolutely identical. How such extraordinary similarity has transpired.
The curious matching pattern that appears on both photographic prints is a result of...
Tree branches.
Obviously, it must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs. The photographic device.
Yes, we can confidently say that the camera's lens must be scratched. And the scratched lens causes unwanted lights to appear on every print taken by the device.
In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera. But there must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one.
Objection!
I think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Ouchi. That one of the photographs featured a newspaper article. Newspaper? Ah! That's right. The author of that article is the Mr. Witness to this crime.
Many menu!
What?
Oh, that was...
Oh, Soseki. Okay, wait. What was that again? History? Many
yeah.
memo.
Many memo!
Many memo!
I see why you were called a Racos England attorney.
What?
Saber. He died.
I just said I needed some water.
Oh, I just heard like, what?
What are you yelling about? You already testified.
It's minimum. I tell you, minimum no. Ni me mo.
Soseki-san, what was that? Did you say many memo?
Ever since I returned to Japan, a reporter from the Shoyu News has been hounding me, following my every move. A reporter by the name of Raiten Menimamo. Yes, hunting me from dawn to dusk.
Just try to think what the pun on that name is.
Writing many memo.
Writing my memo.
Writing my memo. Writing many
Writing many.
memos.
Also RM.
Yep.
Now that he mentions it,
And oddly enough, he has a stain on his hand.
Yep, I did mention that one before.
Yep.
could that same reporter be?
Karen to the left of him. On the book to the right. There I am, stuck in the middle with right to the minimum.
So you're saying that this picture was taken by...
By minimum, yes! My lord, your excellency, Esquire! Esquire
Officer,
returns.
find this newspaper reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom. We'll adjourn for a short recess in the meantime.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency. As you say, Your Excellency.
Did this reporter murder a British woman to get an article?
I'm that, or there's a more complicated reason.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I think I think it was while you were gone for a short bit last stream, but I mentioned to Saber a little bit that I noticed the ink on the guy's hand.
I
And the
mentioned
fact that-
I mentioned the ink to you both. What?
Oh no, I know, but that was. I know, but but we also mentioned the pen as well that the lady was holding. Is yeah. Also, of course his name matches exactly with the initials as well. Of course it does.
And one more thing. I want this knife, the murder weapon. Examine for traces of poison. You solicit the assistance of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood?
Me. Many memo.
It's stuck in everyone's head now.
I want to. Yeah, I now want a full ass Ginyu pose. That's just many memo.
To be continued. Oh boy.
Right now, probably.
Right now.
Yay.
Oh wait, this is the great departure. Oh wait, but no, yes, Supreme Courtroom.
Woohoo. I guess what would be best to do is just leave like the very last save we have of the first game available. Like just leave that one alone, probably.
13th August, 10:41 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants Saint December 3. I'm so sorry, Susato. I should have told you about the toxin.
Ray, my throat is killing me.
I've been doing a mass voice for hours. Please help. You have a strong sense of responsibility, I know. That's why you said to shoulder the burden alone. No, that's not it at all. I was scared of my finger going to light, that's all. So how to retrieve the substance from the English woman before anyone found out? Before the trial started, do you remember what you said, Susato? You had no doubt in your mind of my innocence? That you stand by me to the last?
I remember.
And yet I deserve your trust in me. I had important details from you, Susato. I completely betrayed your faith in me. Hit it, Susato! I deserve it! No, in fact, throw me to the floor! God damn it.
Oh, you bean. You. Uh. uh.
No, that's too good for me as well. Drive me through the city streets. I think she's still.
You know, I think she wants to be Susato takedown really badly. Really, really badly.
I'm no better, you know.
Oh,
Even though in my heart I knew you'd pull the knife blade from Miss Brent's back. There was just a brief moment when, in my mind, I doubted you.
Susato?
I'm so sorry. I stood there and promised you that I'd stand by you, always by your side. I betrayed your faith in me too. And as such, I failed you as a lawyer.
Oh, no. I think this situation has taught both of us a valuable lesson. Placing your unbridled faith in others is no easy task.
Yes, Father, that fact has certainly struck me. Which is why I can see more clearly now. So, Ray,
Yes?
can you find it in your heart to forgive me?
Oh,
No.
Susato. You know you'll always be a gallant dashing lawyer in my eyes now.
Oh, Ray.
I was so scared, you know, when it happened. I didn't know what was going on. Think this woman was sitting at the back of the hat, listening to what I was saying. I know you host the poison, blah 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 blah. Then a moment later, suddenly got to her feet, then dived and fell to the ground. With a knife.
Bleh.
That happened right before my eyes.
And you were the only people in the hut at the time.
That's right, just me, Sprite and myself. There was no one else. So I just don't understand how she could possibly stuff like that. Ah, great mystery indeed. I still can't believe it happened. So I just couldn't bring myself to speak up.
It will be alright. However, it happened and whatever really went by the seal that day. I promise you that I'm going to prove everything you said you saw is true.
Spoken like a true Mikotoba. Now I think we should discuss what's coming up in the trial, don't you? We don't have much time. We must make sure we have our facts in order.
Yes, I expect that poison is going to come under close scrutiny in the upcoming proceedings. The police should hopefully have identified it on the plate now.
The trouble is, it's a completely new laboratory synthesized blend of alkaloids. We just won't have any way to testing for it.
Oh, I see.
Yes, without this chemical reagent, it's impossible to detect the toxin. Father, why are you carrying this around in your pocket?
Chemical reagent?
I sent a colleague from my office home earlier to deliver to police headquarters. Perhaps you should have some as well, though, just in case. Oh boy, we're going to have to mix and match things with chemical now.
Oh,
Special indicator solution for new poison developed by my father's team. It's been created in strict secrecy and all exists only in my father's laboratory. What's the matter, Susato? You're suddenly very quiet.
It's this newspaper article. Explosive, deadly poison stolen from Humane Medical Research Laboratory. I'm wondering how the information got out, given that it was a government secret.
What's all the English woman's doing?
What?
Just when the professor and Soseki-san were paying interview at the laboratory. The so-called English lady swaned in and without any compunction said to Professor Mikotova.
Oh, Professor, surely your guest would love to hear about your work on that substance there.
It put me in a very awkward position, to be frank. Soseki's curiosity had me picked. So I had little choice but to give him a cursory introduction.
So then, Soseki-san knew about the poison.
And so did the reporter. Yes, and it's highly likely the reporter who was writing up the story about us would have got a glimpse of the toxin too.
These many memos are... By the way, did that reporter join you all when you went to the beach?
Oh, no, I don't remember the reporter being there. Indeed, he shouldn't have been. I must doubt anyone would have wanted him there.
Oh?
A known criminal had been given permission by the authorities to bathe by the seaside. So Kisan pointed out that inviting a reporter might be problematic, so Ivan was sent back to his office.
Yet he obviously didn't go back. He secretly followed the party to the beach and took this very candid picture. And then, presumably, he posted it anonymously to the police.
Ah! Yes, that must be what happened.
Counsel, we just heard a new witness is now ready to testify. Trial is about to resume. Please proceed to the courtroom at once.
Oh no.
It's time to see ourselves once again then. Defense attorney Ryutaro Naruhodo.
Yes? Ray has put her faith in me now and told me everything. So I can't let her down. I have to prove that what she's telling the court is true. I have to prove what really happened that day.
August, 11:30 AM, Spring Court of Shigatur, Courtroom 1.
Well,
I hereby call this court to order as we reconvene to continue the trial of Ray Membami. Prosecutor Auchi, have you summoned a new witness?
before I address that question, Your Excellency, I have some very important news to share.
Oh?
What news? And why does he look so happy about it? During the recess, with the collaboration of Professor Mikotopa's laboratory at Yumei University, the police re-examined the knife that was used to end Mr. Selbrecht's life.
Excellent, I admire your rapid handling of the matter.
Oh, too kind, Your Excellency, too kind. I was merely carrying instructions, of course.
After the agent delivered to police headquarters by Rick so it would be there in good time. But judging by the man's swagger, I fear we might need to brace ourselves for the inevitable.
Sorry, I saw him coming on the stream. And Count! Wait. And Counsel, what were the results?
No, you just swap voices with him for a while.
This dagger, which was so cruelly used to end the life of the victim, has no trace of poison anywhere along its blade. What? Are you sure about that? I would stake the reputation of the police on it.
I'm with your agent, that is extremely simple. Don't have made a mistake. The murder weapon.
No poison.
In short, The accused people excused earlier has been utterly destroyed. Ah! Now, the prosecution is ready to call the new witness.
Ah, the newspaper reporter who managed to capture a photograph of the crucial moment. Good. But first, knife. Okay, so getting a reagent. Ta -ta 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 -ta.
The label appears to be written in foreign language that I don't know.
It's German, so your knowledge of English is going to be of little help here, I'm afraid.
Couldn't you just have written medicine on it in Japanese? Then we'd all be able to read it.
German is the international language of medicine, my dear. But yes, I can certainly see them writing blabber in the bottle in Japanese. Though I'm not sure medicine would be entirely appropriate. Germane.
Jeremy.
Okay, nothing else on the bottle. Then the knife. Okay, nothing on the handle. Ah yes, this must be the victim's blood.
Oh dear, blood is never pretty sight, is it? I'm having to fight the urge to run it under hot tap and get it clean.
You've always been fastidious about cleanliness, haven't you?
I think this is something else, Father.
Okay, doesn't seem like there's anything else about the knife.
Stabby stabby.
Careful, I'm gonna stab ya.
You gonna think?
Okay, anything else of interest about this picture? Well, we get to see her upper face for once.
Just a little.
Let's see.
Nope.
Nothing here.
Nope. Just the fact that it's whatever the picture taken was through the. At least the side of
Is
the
it
hut.
just me, or does the knife look a lot longer in the photo? Like this, like the handle looks very long.
Ray's hand's probably just small.
I guess. But yeah, nothing else.
I mean, if you look back to the knife, I mean, I think I see what you mean though. It's definitely probably longer. Yeah, no, it is longer to be fair.
Very well, officer. Bring in the witness.
No trace of poison on the knife. But if that's really the case, how could the toxin have entered the victim's body?
The wine.
Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
Okay, I'll do this guy.
Okay.
Writer many men of the Soyu News. I'm what you call a journal.
What's a journal, Father? Do you know?
Simply a contraction of journalist. I'm where the news breaks, putting pen to paper to catch those scoops so they're in print next morning. Alright. Don't call me the hero of the Herald for nothing. The nice guy of news.
Oh, so, it was you who took this photograph, was it?
Well, what have we here?
I'm sorry.
Oh, brace yourselves, people! Many minutes since a scoop in the offing.
Well, we fucking knew immediately.
Female student after foul play defended by curiously handsome young lawyer in Supreme Court.
He is so ready to write. He's so fucking ready.
I love how we just find Susanoo super handsome.
I mean, yes, true.
The readers will love this up. We'll set it above the fold at 72 point in a 5-leg format for the morning edition.
Huh?
Right then. Let's start with your name.
Oh, it's Ryotaro Naruhodo.
Next, when did you want to become a lawyer?
And we're reversed. Amazing.
Well, I wanted to reform a country legal system, I suppose.
Ryotaro has suddenly become very ambitious, I see.
I just provoked Kazuma-sama's dream for a while.
By the way, my name is Taketsuchi Aochi. That's Taketsuchi Aochi. The so-called Dark Horse of the Supreme Court. My objections strike fear into every defense lawyer's heart.
No, the readers won't buy that.
Oh boy.
Witness. Yes? What this court demands to know is whether or not you were responsible for the taking of this picture. It was delivered anonymously to the Imperial Police Bureau only yesterday. Yeah, I wouldn't be a journey if I didn't click quick when presented with a scoop like that now, would I? Sometimes stories come up to me, sometimes I have to chase them down. But either way, you've got to be fast. Fast legs to run with, and a fast hand to ride with, and it's no good if you don't note it down, I always say. That's what I call my many-memoism. Many-memoism.
Many memories him?
Ah yes, I remember your face. Met that day when you were interviewing myself and Soseki-san. Yes, right, that was me, Many Memo again. But you're supposed to be going back to the Soyuni office after your meeting. But Scoopies, I didn't. Because an English woman's war had piqued my journalistic interest.
Misread words.
A criminal left to do as she pleases, just because she happens to be a British citizen? It's horse dung! This country's judiciary is rotten to the core. The Supreme Court rulings aren't worth the paper they're written on. The police are just imperial pawns.
Damn.
You know what? I respect that.
That poor pencil.
Stay your tongue, young man. There are complex political issues at play.
Huh. Well, anyway, I quickly jotted down those words she said. Many memo pad.
Oh my god.
Are you ready? I read it out. So here, right here goes.
I should like to go with everyone to see your country's ghost.
A serious criminal going on some junket. People need to know about this. So I decided to sneak after them. To get the woman's story so I could hammer her in the press. Do you mean to say that you didn't indeed witness it firsthand? The crazy portrait in this photograph? Oh yes, I saw it with my very own journal eyes. I would say if you're a murderer, you're a very entertaining one. From start to finish, to the viewfinder of my trusty camera. Thank you, Many Memo-san. You're trying to say Many Meno instead of Many Memo. We will now give a formal testimony before the court.
Many memo.
You will state exactly what it is when you witness the events surrounding Mr. Brett's death.
Man, I really do just get to sit back and relax for today.
Your two witnesses are gone.
and you took the latest one, so
It's time for the Me and Saber show. I'm sorry, but
Yep.
I saw this guy and I was like, yep, I catch his drift, I catch his vibe.
have fun, you two. I'm gonna have some chicken.
The pizza was made a studio all read screens, so there was plenty of scabs I could see inside through. The English one was sitting on a stool when the student girl came in and started arguing with her. Seconds later, the girl pulled out a knife. Throwing the English woman to the floor as she stabbed her in the back. My small enjoyed split burst into flames. Because of plastic with my camera ready to click. I pulled apart the rough weave of one of the screens and pulled the lens to the perfect shot. Ryutaro?
Hold on, wait. Read screens, you say?
Right, you can see them clearly enough in that great shot I snapped. The other ones were just screens with coarsely woven reeds.
Spec, Cleo wants you to talk to them.
Hi.
Yes, it allows the breeze to pass around, bringing some relief from the summer heat. And it was a breeze for me to walk my camera through and see the whole thing holding up.
Ignoring for the time being the appalling invasion of privacy involved. Did you witness everything that happened from the moment the defendant entered the hut?
Oh yes, I saw it. I saw the whole thing from the start to finish.
And you said that you took the photograph through a gap in one of the screens.
Luckily for me, they were pretty solidly woven. I pulled it apart and thrust the lens of my camera through the gap, and that's totally not a reference to something else. Not at all, I didn't commit any crimes, what do you mean? Did I get with it? Would it be seen? It was the gamble of a lifetime.
A tenacity of purpose. That's considered admirable in a journalist, I suppose.
Run risk one day, risk the next. That's minimalism in a nutshell. At last, it would appear we have a genuine witness to this wicked crime. Evidence and testimony are extremely compelling, and if we make me close a verdict.
No.
Wonderful news, Your Excellency. Wonderful.
Nevertheless, it cannot be denied. This testimony begs one very large question.
What question?
Exclusive news, startling photograph. All the making of an exceptional story for the reporter. Why then was the story never published?
Oh, that's right.
It's clear to me that there were circumstances that played here that are yet to be understood.
More pathetic excuses.
Very well then, Counsel. Proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Excellency. There's more to this reporter than meets the eye. He's keeping something about this case very close to his chest.
Unlike his traps. Oh boy. Alright, ora che si chipi ho fatto. Ta 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 ta. Checking some stuff real quick. Okay. Praise.
What made you want to see what was happening inside the Pizza Hut in the first place?
Call it journal instinct. Can you think of a better reason?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps because as well as being a proven criminal, the person inside was a young woman.
Ah, I see where you're going with this. Brace yourselves, people. He's spinning the journals of a year.
It's hardly slander, sir. You had a camera and you were taking pictures without the woman's knowledge.
Nope, you got it all wrong, little student boy.
So, sorry?
To my mind, all that was inside the hut was a scoop. Nothing more, nothing less. Scoop knows no gender, man or woman, it's all news. It's not even many menoism, it's basic journalism.
If only the courtroom was as indiscriminate.
Right, so if that's all buttoned up, can we move on? To the court then, witness. What sight fell your eyes when you looked inside the hut? As I have indicated, my journal instinct, that's what. When I pulled back the reins, I could see it all in clear as day.
So you actually saw Mempamisan enter the hut?
Yup, and she was raging like my journal spirit.
And the argument that you mentioned, what was that about exactly?
You stole it! I didn't steal it. That kind of thing.
Talking about the poison, I suppose.
The student girl walked right up to the English woman and really started laying into her. I mean, if she lay into her anymore, there would have never been eggs.
What?
See, he's making a joke out the wall laying.
Oh. Egg.
The man should have been an author. His great talents are wasted on journalism. The student's ranting fell on deaf ears. Like a Japanese person listening to English for the first time.
He really ought to work on his smiles first though, to be honest.
Anyway, the point is, that woman in the dog was mightily angry.
And her temper finally got the better of her, it seems. Dear me.
Which was the climatic moment I caught on film. Okay, give me a sec.
Okay.
Enjoy this pencil torture meanwhile.
Well,
Do, 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 do.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Are you okay? You sound kinda tired.
I don't feel good.
Oh,
Sir, a second journalist has hit the hut.
Cut.
Alright.
do you swear before this court that you actually saw the precise moment when the stabbing took place?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Cleo.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh, the precise moment? I didn't see just that. I saw the whole hell scene play out from start to finish.
I have here a simple plan of the pizza. Perhaps you could use it to explain to court exactly what you witnessed.
Right you are, it's all here in my mini memo pad. When I first peered into the hut, I'm sure that the English woman was on this stool at the back of the hut here.
Yes, the accused's own testimony confirmed that.
I'll BRB for a minute, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
She just sat at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly, is what I have noted down. Wait, I don't think Speckview is too good.
Anna.
Wait. Few of the people are feeling bad today. Oh no.
Oh well.
Wait.
I guess we just end it short today.
We will see. Hmm. It's okay, Cleo. Back. Hmm. Hmm.
I'm just taking my time to eat my dinner meanwhile.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Cleo?
Cleo, it's okay.
I'm so confused. What is he talking about?
They are now worried because they couldn't help Speckview better.
As if we could do anything ourselves. Like, we're literally just sitting here.
Hmm. Du.
Dio, what are you talking about? None of us can do anything. It's not like we can just instantly travel to America.
Yeah.
And no.
I know.
And no, sorry about that.
Very fun.
Yeah. Wait. Oh,
It's my turn to testify now. Please try not to interrupt. Then, the next moment, as I was watching, the evil student girl entered the hut. After a while, the pair of them ended up in the middle of the hut, arguing furiously. The English one went for the student, but the girl dodged out of the way. And a flash plunged the knife into her adversary's back as the two passed each other. What you describe is a grim crime indeed. Never sugarcoat the truth. That's what many memories says. Alright.
by the way, many memos whilst you were watching that terrible scene unfold before your eyes through the gap in the screen, did it not occur to you to try to prevent the tragedy rather than capture it on film?
Journalists have to be observers. We can get involved. That's a race on the Etre.
So you didn't converse with Miss Brett at all?
Obviously not. An observer always remains on the outside looking in.
And that's something to be proud of, is it?
Your Excellency, if I may. Yes, Professor. I think the witness's last sparingly phrased statement should perhaps be added to his formal testimony.
Father, what are you?
I will go to the defense's request. Many Memo-san will supplement your formal testimony with the aforementioned statement. Well, nihilism is the foundation of many memoism. Like they prove that my words are meaningless.
Oh boy.
What do you mean nihilism is the foundation of many memoism?
What is this fucking religion that he's developed for himself?
The court is fully aware of your desire to capture incident on film, I'm sure. But why then did you choose to post the photograph anonymously to the police?
I'm afraid I don't understand a word that's coming out of your mouth.
I'm asking why, as a journalist, you decided not to make a story out of the incident.
Think of me as a sculptor who makes art of the sordid private details of other people's lives. I never discuss my own personal life on principle. I mean, that's basic many memoism.
It's not something to boast about.
No doubt your burning desire to see the truth exposed and justice done was what motivated you. Nothing else.
That's it! That's brilliant! My burning desire to see something or other exposed.
There has to be a good reason why he didn't think to write an article about what he saw, though.
I swear, take a sip every time he says memoism.
Like every time the letters memo appear.
Memo.
No.
By your own admission, you were outside the hut. How then did you manage to take the photograph? He's giving me some. Ah, yes, that. I'm glad you asked.
Hold it!
But the two women inside didn't notice.
Huh! Obviously not. If they had, where would they be right now? In jail, that's where. That's such a way to say that.
No. Which you think would make you reflect on what you were doing.
No, a journalist's job is to collect details of life as unobtrusively as possible. Leave nothing but footprints, take nothing but photos. Yes, that's spot on.
Did he just make that up?
The point is, the witness risked life and limb to obtain his photograph. And this photograph reveals the whole truth. There's nothing more to be said.
Hold it!
Really? You didn't set foot inside the hut at all? Are you quite sure about that?
I think you may have the wrong impression of me. We are talking about murder scene here. My nerves were stretched to breaking point already.
Oh, I see. You were scared. Maybe I did have the wrong impression of you. Yes.
Was all I could do to stifle a scream and hold my hands already steady enough to snap the shot. Really should have someone help before thinking of your camera. Many memories and humanism don't always agree. What do you mean?
What do you mean by humanism?
Humanism is a branch of philosophy that I'm not going to go out explaining right now.
I'm just memo. Just
Take
memo.
a sip.
I'm going to take a sip of medicine. Ow.
And most of the time in those instances, many memorism comes out on top. We have a philosopher journalist on our midst, Volk. Let's go! As a sculptor of stories, sometimes I have to be cruel for my art. Yes, that's spot on.
Sadly, he's making this all up.
He claims to have spied the whole affair from start to finish. If true, his testimony is devastating.
But it does seem as though he's holding something back, doesn't it?
Yes, how you feel? I suggest that you trust your instincts and press him on everything he said. As you've not seen done many times before in your role as judicial assistant.
Yes, I have. I've seen witnesses like this pressed often. I know exactly what to do.
Alright.
Oh my god. Thanks, Neon. I'll have to show that to the others when we get to that point.
Objection!
Oh man, okay. Blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah. Perish.
Okay.
He really put me in my place here.
Oops.
Damn. Damn, we lost a life on the first trial. How could this be?
No.
Ahem.
Well,
Okay, so it's not that, then...
well, that.
Huh.
Okay, Cleo, have a good night.
Get some
night.
rest, Cleo.
Good night, Cleo.
Well,
Ooh, ahoo. I have an idea if you wanna go with me on this, by the way.
Sure.
We haven't had a chance to examine everything yet, I don't think. Did we ever actually get a chance to fully examine like all of the evidence? Like the pin and stuff?
Alright, we examined... Ugh,
I don't think we examined the
I
pin.
forgot to examine the pen.
if we take off the pencil, now let us unscrew the barrel, shall we? This must be the little reservoir that holds the ink.
Yes, you feel by throwing ink from a bottle up through the leaf.
Is something wrong, Father?
Just there doesn't actually appear to be any ink in there. That's all.
Oh, yes, you're right. It's pretty much empty. Well, it could be on the verge of running out, I suppose.
There we go.
Do. The Aram initials are clearly engraved here.
The fact that Israel was clinging to his penny her dying moments is very clearly a message too.
To identify her killer, you mean?
I don't think there can be any doubt that this is a key piece of evidence in this case. Okay, let's try that again.
Objection!
No? Okay then.
Were we done looking at it?
What? What do you mean not
I said,
looking at it?
were we done examining everything on the pin, I mean?
I think so.
Which statement were you objectioning on as well?
This one.
No, like which statement were you using the objection on, I mean? Oh,
What?
you mean like the very, very last one?
This one we're on right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm kind of sick right now. Sorry, I'm very.
Yeah, we noticed. If you want, we can help.
No.
Oh my god. Ugh.
There's some sort of emblem here, look. But it isn't the University one.
Must belong to some other organization, I suppose. A bit of sort kind. But it would seem to imply that the pen doesn't in fact belong to Ray. Ugh! Of course.
God damn it, you.
Can I present this now or are you going to tell me this is wrong again?
Objection!
There we go.
Many-Mimo-san, until now, I've had a firm belief.
Carbon date your remains.
You've had a firm belief about not examining pins, apparently, Rutaro.
Shut
But
up.
I am sorry.
I'm sorry.
You didn't say anything about the pen either.
I read this. That newspapers are in business of uncovering and publishing the truth.
You're spot on there. The rest doesn't lie, which is why I'm proud to wear the emblem of the Shoyu News on my arm. In a way, that's more minimism.
Sadly, though, it seems the journalists who write for those papers don't always share the same passion for the truth.
What are you suggesting with those recriminatory words, Council?
Many Memo-san, do you recognize this fountain pen?
Ah!
This pen was found at the scene of Miss Brett's death. In fact, the murdered victim was gripping it in her hand as she died.
What are you?
If you look at the barrel of the pen, you'll notice that its owner's initials are engraved there. R.M.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Council. The initials of the accused. Remember me.
Is it a coincidence, I wonder? That your initials are also RM.
No!
Write them many memo. RM.
That's Horsedang! Can you see one of the central tenets of Minimism is being a pencil user?
And yet, as the court will clearly be able to see your right hand, there is a very obvious blue ink stain.
Also, you know, the fact that you're doing the pen motion on your tongue, which you only do with pens. Just saying.
It appears that you must have rather carelessly left it somewhere recently. Your favorite fountain pen, that is. Horsey Horsedang!
Many Memo-san, is it not the case that before she died, you met with Giselle Brett in that beach hut?
Objection!
Objection! Why would we listen to this absurd nonsense? It's nothing but another excuse.
Exactly! So you news will stand behind me all the way? I deny everything. There must be as many people with the initials RM as there are stars in the night sky.
The defense has neither the time nor inclination to count every star in the sky.
Huh?
And there's no need anyway, because this pen has more to tell. Yes, there is another clue. A clue that undeniably proves who its owner really is.
In that case, Council, the defense will now show the court where the alleged clue lies.
Of course, Your Excellency.
Look at the little bottom.
Hey, do you see it, Father? As well as the initials, there's also an emblem on this fountain pen. An emblem that you will of course recognize, Many Memo-san.
Goodness me, it's the emblem of the Shoyu News.
In other words, the owner of this pen is an employee of the Shoyu News whose initials are RM. Suddenly the stars in the night sky don't seem so numerous, do they? Well, Many Memo-san, how do you respond?
No! Order, explain yourself, witness. So, this is how the mighty Supreme Court works, is it? Using coercive tactics to have well-meaning citizens reveal harmless secrets.
I've used nothing but honest tactics.
Alright then, fine, I won't try to hide it anymore. Yes, not long before that green tragedy unfolded, I, a senior news reporter, on behalf of the public, conducted an interview with the English woman.
An interview.
You never mentioned this before.
When exactly was this?
As I said, it was before that evil little student girl showed her face in the hut. It could have lasted more than 2 or 3 minutes, that's all. It was just a brief exchange. But it came to nothing. As we many memoirs say, the people don't pay their dues for unworthy news.
You can't spell that word without moist. Keep that in mind.
How insignificant you deem it to be. The court cannot overlook the meeting between yourself and the victim. You'll testify now under oath of the precise nature of this meeting and what transpired.
By the way, I'm feeling a bit better.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
Yeah.
Got it, yes, alright, but... on one condition.
Condition.
In all good conscience, I couldn't speak out alone about this. You need to call back the earlier witness. Soseki Natsume-san.
Soseki-san?
Oh yes, according to my notes here, that man has that secret of his own. And now brace yourselves, because it's not a harmless one, it's me.
As soon as I start feeling better, the game goes, time to talk again.
Many memoirs states that one man's secret is every other man's front page story.
Very well, I will grant the witness their question in this instance. Officer, summon the other witness back to the stand.
Soseki-san, hiding something?
I wonder what it could be.
Oh boy.
He's like, what the fuck?
I asked English woman for an interview, but she declined, so they have without making a fuss. Then, watching secretly from outside, I saw the woman being stabbed and the other witness go running. The detective realized that the victim still had a pulse, so he ran up to her help. That's when this Riderman here asked the woman a very significant question. But he didn't say anything about that in his testimony, which is why many memoirs and demands are revealed it now.
Oh my god.
You mean to say the victim?
The victim regained consciousness.
Ah!
And when she did, you decided to ask her a question.
That's, true, yes.
He did, and that's not all. The one gave him a very definitive answer. An answer that incriminates the accused.
That is preposterous. Why am I only hearing about this now? Why did you not mention it before you go ahead?
It wasn't even a conversation! Yes, I did pose the whether English was a question. I don't deny it. But she could no longer speak. She was barely conscious even.
House over the defense, I expect a thorough cross-examination to be conducted here. This court must and will know the truth.
Absolutely, Your Excellency. The reporter is claiming that Miss Brett implicated Ray somehow. What on earth would have happened in that hut?
The hut. The hut. It all begins with the hut.
Oh god, you know.
I just decided to not comment on that one.
Hold it!
Oh no, no, Neon, no.
You asked her for an interview, you say?
Well, of course I did. I wanted to ask her about the incident that she was involved in at the end of last year.
About the case in which Dr. J. H. Wilson lost his life.
That's not the way I praise it. Many memoirs and calls for straight talking. Why did you murder Dr. Wilson? Is how I put it to her.
But
Yes, that sort of talking is as straight as ruler.
As every question as if you're asking for a menu in a restaurant, I say, is the best way. A veteran of the paper told me that.
And how did Miss Brett answer?
With one simple phrase. Mystery is a woman's charm. Oh, that told me! So I was right out there.
Really? Something about that doesn't quite seem to fit together.
Leave every room as if you're waltzing in a dance hall, I say, it's the best way. A veteran of the paper told me that.
Hold it!
That was very persistent of you, considering that Miss Brett had just turned you away.
Persistence wins the prize. Any memories will tell you that. I don't think you've left, and just when they lower their guard, that's when you swoop in for a scoop.
And the fruits of your labor are all too apparent in this telling photograph. Though I'm sure the young Yoko student would rather not be reminded of this damning evidence.
Actually, it's thanks to that photograph that we managed to identify this witness.
And now you found me, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I got nothing to hide.
I'm sure.
Please do go ahead, witness. The court is eager to hear what you have to say.
You right to stop me. There's a story to tell here and I'm going to tell it.
Hold it!
And Soseki-san remained behind in the hut.
That's right, yep, our friend here. What's a blabbering wreck, shaking all over from his hair to his toes, mustache twitching, eyes bulging.
To his natural state.
what do you expect? You don't know the terrifying troubles that taunt me while it's traveling aboard.
Oh, this again.
Back behind faithful bars. They'll be coming for me surely.
He
Yes,
truly thought he
trauma.
was going to get arrested again. Oh, this poor man.
This man had so much trauma with the British that he didn't want to be in trouble again.
Hi, Cleo. Sorry that you can't sleep.
Backpack, Cleo. Good news, Cleo. I'm feeling better.
Well,
So I could think I felt as though I was grasping for air, drowning in a sea of cold sweat.
oh, Soseki-san, his experiences in London have scarred him deeply.
Fair enough.
The world seemed to closing around me. I quietly recite a prayer to Amida Buddha. Eternal emptiness, empty eternity. The end is coming for me surely.
No sutras are to resound in my courtroom, please. And now we come to the crucial part. That's when it happened.
Hold it!
What question? What exactly did he say?
Well, now you should hear that from the horse's mouth, I think. Don't you, Mr. Right Man?
Why? Why me?
Out with it, you Yoko hack! What did you say to her? What did you say to the dying Englishwoman?
Who isn't a Yoko hack to you? Seriously.
Everyone, I'm very angry. I'm going to lose all my hair.
in truth, I've been catching crabs at the water's edge and building castles in the sand, you see.
Oh,
Oh,
crab.
well, the seaside is a place to be at leisure, I suppose. Even for a grown man.
But then all of a sudden, from that little beach hut, a young girl's panic, stricken cries for help pierce the air.
Ray,
I ran up the beach to see what was happening, to find the defendant leaning over the collapsed victim. As soon as Inspector Hosonaga saw Miss Brett on the ground, he sprinted off to get help. And then, just a moment later, I heard a faint moan, hung from the dead Englishwoman. I nearly jumped out of my skin.
but what did you ask her, Soseki-san?
I asked her, who did this to you?
Don't protract this any longer. How did the woman respond?
She didn't! She said nothing in response! But
Well, I stand you will answer the questions of you unambiguously. Now, without evasion or reticence, knowing that you amended your testimony. Oh, poor boy.
I will! He's trying so hard, but he's stumbling out of fear.
Hold it!
So you tried to find out who the culprit was.
He who asks a question is a fool for a minute. He who does not remains a fool forever. And having labeled a criminal twice during my time in Great Britain, I was quick to make up my mind. Better not be a fool for a minute to remain a fool in prison forever.
However, you indicated that the victim failed to respond, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I know why. I know why the Englishwoman said nothing. She was ignoring me because of my stupid mustache because I'm Japanese. Oh my.
Oh dear, Soseki-san has really developed a dislike for the English, it seems.
I read a report of his time in Great Britain. I can't say I'm surprised at his xenophobia.
They did terrible things to me!
I would also hate the British. But the English woman didn't ignore you at all. Did she, Mr. Right-Haired Man?
Well, yes, alright. She did respond in a manner of speaking, I suppose. She just lifted a trembling finger and pointed in the direction of the defendant.
Hold it!
Miss Pratt pointed a finger at the defendant. Soseki-san, is that really true?
It's not easy to stand here and say this, but when we first entered the beach hut, the Englishwoman was sprawled on the floor before us, with the student girl standing on the far side of her. When I asked, who did this to you? The Englishwoman summoned her last other and pointed, trying to feel at the back of the hut. Which was, can't be denied, in the direction of the student girl who stands accused today.
No.
Soseki-san, why on earth did you neglect to mention this in your original testimony?
But Fiddle 6, I say!
It's not a British court of law. We're responding Japanese.
Yes, of course. The Englishwoman did point her finger towards the back of the hut. But I was trembling. And she was trembling. And everything was a blur. And thinking about it, I feel as though perhaps she was pointing in a slightly different direction. Actually, no, not slightly. In a very different direction to where the student girl was standing. Somewhere at the back of the hut where nobody was standing at all.
You mean that your memory of events and the direction in which the victim was pointing are both unclear?
Yes, it's unclear. Very, very unclear.
Objection!
Your Excellency, sir, it is proof that it matter beyond all reasonable doubt. Yes, the woman may have barely have been conscious, and yes, perhaps her finger favored slightly. But there can be no doubt that this was an attempt by the victim to confirm the identity of her assailant. Why? Because as the court can see, there was no other than the accused in the direction of the victim was pointing. It is now abundantly clear that there is no one besides the accused who could possibly have committed this crime.
You fool, you absolute buffoon. You moron. You fell for it. I am inclined to agree. And in the absence of any credible argument to the contrary, I believe we can now conclude this trial.
No!
The land's writing itself. As in lawyers hope dies. 92 points across the whole page. We'll do an extra edition. A serious blow, Susato. Unless we're able to identify the true culprit and sustain the years-old claim with evidence, yes, we'll give his ruling. The trial will be over.
But that's impossible, Father. We don't even know how the crime was committed yet.
Impossible though that as may seem, we have no choice. Must think back over everything we've learned thus far. So with those details, I'm confident we'll find the clue we need.
Ray just gave us Ray gave us her account on how events unfolded in the defendant's antechamber before the trial resumed. She told us what happened at the precise moment Miss Pratt was killed. How could Miss Pratt have been stabbed in the back in a beach hut that was empty but for herself and Ray? Somewhere amid all the information we gathered so far, there must be an answer to the question.
I think in the end that the defense has nothing further to add.
So, the gallant Yoko student luck finally runs out. I can't say I'm surprised.
In that case, I'm ready to deliver my final verdict on this matter.
This is a crucial turning point. If I can't establish what really happened, it's over. Where was the real culprit hiding, and how did he or she stab the victim?
Objection!
Your Excellency, I respectfully ask you to postpone the application for the time being.
Oh, to what end, counsel?
The defense would like to present the court with an alternative theory. An alternative theory that can explain who the victim was actually trying to implicate with her dying gesture.
Objection!
An alternative theory? None exists.
Objection!
There was someone else present at the scene. Who could have committed this crime?
What?
And the victim, Miss Pratt, tried to reveal who it was to the those around her at the time. By mustering all her remaining strength and pointing the trembling finger in the killer's direction.
This is fiction! Fantasy!
Very well. As you seem to so sure of yourself, counsel, I am prepared to hear your alternative theory. So, you want to turn Naruhodo?
Yes, Your Excellency.
You will present your latest theory to the court by means of this plan. But when the victim was stabbed, where exactly are you proposing the culprit was concealed? Here.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba.
Well, Naruhodo-san would never give up, and I am Naruhodo now. The true culprit who fatally stabbed Miss Pet was concealed in this location here.
Are you mad, Council? You suggesting the culprit was outside the hut?
What?
Order! Order! Order!
But sooner Naruhodo son Esquire, that means it makes no sense at all!
You just pointed out the exact spot where I was hiding to get my scoop snap. I didn't see any suspicious individuals doing about. I can swear to that.
Obviously, if the culprit had been outside the hut. There's no way that he or she could have stabbed victim who was inside the hut.
Actually, Prosecutor Ouchi, there is a way.
Ah,
And, in point of fact, the defense can provide evidence strongly suggesting that is precisely the way Miss Brett was killed.
You're bluffing! You're bluffing!
evidence assertion is clearly too fantastical for the court to comprehend. You will need to give us more guidance, Counsel. What piece of evidence corroborates your theory that the victim was stabbed from outside the hut? I would say the picture. Right?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. Yeah.
It's the only thing that would point out to someone's being able to stab through the reeds.
It is showing that you can separate the reeds of the hut fairly easily.
Yes!
Yeah.
Well, I presented it now.
What?
But have a first idea why I chose this piece of evidence.
Counsel, you're suggesting that this piece of evidence bears our theory as to how the victim was stabbed?
It's something of a windfall, Your Excellency.
God damn it!
Oh.
I think the word you were looking for, Council, is... fuck
You
up.
know, the misbread's back from outside the hut. There should be a visible trace somewhere. Oh! The other picture!
I'm still a little out of it, so I'm not sure. Which
It's-
other picture you have?
Okay, this is dumb, but okay, game. It's this one because of the gap here.
Oh. I guess I think the thing is, I think they're probably saving the other evidence for later when we start probably incriminating the reporter guy. That's probably why.
The original photograph of the crime scene?
Yes, it's clearly visible in this print. The trace of the fatal thrust that was delivered from outside of the beast hut.
Objection!
Do you take us for fools? There is no hint of any such thing.
I'm not sure that everyone present would agree. Someone, at least, appears to have noticed what it is that I'm referring to.
Counsel wasn't able to asking you to be speak of the court. When you photograph the trace of the stabbing, which pain took place from outside the hut.
And then... Yeah.
Look closely just there. Here. In the screen at the back of the hut, you can see the effects of a blade having been forced through the reeds.
No, I can't see any such thing.
It's true that the hut in question had 4 walls as you expect. However, by parting the reeds, a knife blade could easily penetrate them.
This is extraordinary!
Yes. The true culprit actually stabbed the victim from outside the pizza hut.
Oh.
And of everyone present at the scene, there is only one person who could have done that. Only one person who was directly outside the hut when Miss Brett was killed. Right, and many Memo-san. It could only have been you.
Huh? No!
Objection!
This Buster's idealism is almost beatless. Just look at the photograph again. The victim lies almost exactly in the center of the pizza, does he not? Are we to assume, as a part of Farsia's scenario, that the assailant was a knife thrower?
Objection!
No, of course not.
We are not.
If you recall the testimony of the defendant about the events just before the victim's death. In the-
Stool!
Have another look at the photograph.
Look at this stool.
The slit in the read screen. Would align perfectly with the back of a person who was sitting on that stool.
My word. So, in fact, the victim was.
Killed while sitting on that stool by a stab wound to her back delivered through the read screen. Having been attacked, Miss Brett rose to her feet instinctively. But then, unable to speak, she collapsed on the floor in the middle of the hut. Before the defendant, Menpami-san several eyes. And that, Your Excellency, is a proof of what happened on the beach that day. By your silence, Memo-san. I take it that you don't deny the charge.
This is absurd!
That will do. It would appear that we have attacked that tacit admission of guilt from the witness. Accordingly, this school has successfully established the truth of this matter. If he is a defendant, Bami-san is innocent of the crime.
Oh, thank goodness. I finally made him cave.
I must say, I've never been more proud.
No, this can't be. The Outsy clan can't. What of my growth? My growth of hope. It wasn't at all operation. I can't accept it. I won't.
Sucks to be you.
I see no reason for the continuance of this trial. I'm waiting for the breakdown from Memo.
Memo.
I will therefore move to conclude proceedings by delivering my final verdict. And yep, here we go. Ha ha ha. Well, this is all very convenient. This is how the highest court in our mighty empire delivers justice, is it? Suppressing well-meaning citizens' freedom to speak and branding them as criminals?
But we've established that the victim was stabbed from the outside the hut, through read screen walls.
And no one but you was still in place at the time to have this hand on the hilt of the blade. It's a perfectly logical deduction. So your argument hinges on the location of whoever stabbed the English woman, does it? Well, it seems a little irrelevant now.
Irrelevant?
Where she was stabbed, how she was stabbed. It doesn't matter. I mean, whether she was stabbed at all makes no difference if you think about it. After all, this trial has already shown the whole thing hinges on something else. So Saki is like, what the fuck?
be here anymore. Please get me away.
What are you talking about?
Brace yourselves, little man. I'm talking about the fact that everything's changed. Here's what they dared you dug up.
What?
Enough obscurity, explain yourself, witness. Who wants to explain? I'm talking about the poison, of course.
The,
Poison.
Let's ask the professor for a comment on the situation, shall we? I understand that the deadly poison you were developing was stolen from your laboratory, correct? It has been shown that this poison was administered to the victim, Miss Bread. Is that right? That is correct. The initial constriction of the victim's vitals are a sure sign that this particular poison was used. I see. So, presumably that means that the victim already had the poison in her body before she was stabbed. Even though her pupils were clearly constricted, it is highly likely, yes. She has been dead already. The poison could not have circulated in her blood.
How refreshing to hear the argument of a metropolitan mind. Precisely. It matters not the judge who stabbed the victim in whose back and what with whose blade. Because, quite simply, the Englishwoman's life was taken not by a knife, but by the poison.
Now you actually have won the poison, huh? You sniveling fuck.
Poison.
Just racing your time as much as you can, huh?
Poison.
Objection!
but that can be explained by the poison being in the plate, as I read.
Objection!
Forgotten already, have we, Yoko? During these proceedings, the laboratory of the professor at your side assisted in proving that the blade of the weapon to attack the victim had no trace of poison whatsoever.
So let me get this now. The facts, as skillfully established by the defense in this trial, turn out to be a headline making red herring. Is that all right?
And you still stabbed her.
Well,
Like, you can still very well be accused of attempting the murder.
Order! But where does this leave us? How in that case did the poison enter the victim's body? There's an entirely obvious answer to that. It most likely imbibed dead.
What is that word I mean?
Drunk.
Oh, okay.
you makes it right.
I'll look at the photography here. As you can see, out of carbonated water, again, I fucking can't with this fucking water. The glass has been knocked into the sandy floor of the beach hut. Poison could have been slipped into either.
So somebody made me drink it.
Well, what do you know? Look at those dashing eyes. That will make a great front-page shot. Hey, what are we waiting there? After all, I'm the last person you should be looking at. It would make no sense at all I poisoned the woman, would I? I mean, that's been established already.
Hold it!
Established? What are you talking about?
No, damn it, you've forgotten. That's a little hard to believe, given that the person who established it was you.
Me? What on earth does he mean?
Oh, let me help you, those white eyes, this poor Empress father did this. We'll see that this trial is not destined to end yet after all. You may call upon the witness to give further testimony. That's great, that is. Let me get a shot of the magnificent beard, Your Excellency. It will be impossible that you were the one responsible for administering the poison to the victim. You explain to the court in your testimony the basis upon which you make just a claim. I'm a major, no, and I'm a man. I've never tried to run or hide from anything in my life. And I'm not about to start now, because that's many memoism.
For a brief moment, I thought I'd illuminated the truth, but it slipped right back into obscurity again. Just where is this trial going to take us?
I cleverly stored the poison in my pen.
Uh, I
I-
mean, actually,
Yes.
yes.
It has
Actually,
it,
yes.
it really has a mechanism for exchanging fluids.
I mean, yeah. I think that literally might be the case, indeed. Like, woohoo!
What can I say? I think a lot.
Yay!
Okay, give me a second, I'm gonna clean up my stuff.
Okay. Hello, Sepa.
Well,
Hello, chats. Try have a good sleep.
we will,
Well,
we will.
I like how this is the most damage we've taken in a trial, and that's mostly because of very small, minor, stupid things.
That is many memoism indeed. Alright.
We were just talking about how like it's funny how this is like some of the most damage ever, and it's all because of extremely small, stupid things.
The most damage? What?
Lives taken,
Oh.
tries, or whatever you call them. It's like, oh, you didn't examine this extremely tiny spot on the pin. Oh, you didn't examine this specific
Yes, like
part of
it's
the
it's
pin.
like you didn't examine the fucking emblem at the back of the pen.
Sorry, but this picture that obviously could have served the same purpose as this one does not count. Through you in particular. I was just like, damn.
That is classic Ace Attorney, don't worry about it. Like,
Oh,
most of the
God.
lives I take are for bullshit like that.
Like you understand it, you just don't know which evidence specifically the game wants you to present.
Or you don't know you have to reveal a specific detail about the evidence first before presenting it.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I studied English woman, and it's the very fact that proves I'm innocent. Because why would I bother to stop the woman if I already posted her? When I heard the student girl and a pompous English murderer arguing, I got my goat. The courts weren't going to punish Brett for what she did. Who else would have to see justice done? Oh, that's it.
So he literally is just trying to go with I attempted, but I didn't.
So, you admitted it then,
Also, is that literally gonna be his motive?
that everything happened as I described.
The power of the people will stop the nobility.
So he literally was like, this lady's just getting off scot free for being a murderer. Fuck that, stab. that's literally what he's saying his motive.
Many
is at this
memories
point.
and doesn't believe in privilege.
So we stab privilege in the back.
Oh boy.
Hell no.
Oh. That you are the one who stabbed Miss Brett in the back through the read screen.
It's definitely a desperate maneuver.
I mean, it's either that or straight up being accused of murder, so he's trying his best.
You can blame this miserable country of ours. A country that bows to the pressure of foreign powers and lets murderers walk free. What kind of future can a country like that have? That's why I did it. I did what our pathetic leaders didn't have the guts to do.
Damn! I feel like this might honestly be in fact his motive for real, but he's just still trying to go scot-free with it.
Again,
See, this would almost be honorable if it wasn't for history and what this kind of thinking led to.
yep, and also for the fact that he's incorporating an innocent person for the murder.
It's mostly the latter where it falls apart for me, but
If he owned up to his crime, honestly, yeah, I wouldn't have any complaints with his actions.
I'm gonna be real, neither would I, personally. No offense to anyone who disagrees, but like she literally is just getting away scot-free for a murderer, and they're just like, okay, that's fine, cool, bro.
It's like, okay, we have a vigilante murderer. That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
I mean, he's still trying to condemn an innocent girl for it, so that's where that's the problem here.
But Neo, that's why you kill multiple killers. Slap bang in the middle of that charming lady's back. I plunge a bit on sweet justice right in there. I love his little like maniacal face. Like, look at him. As someone who spent his life seeing that the truth is told, I feel really, really awful about giving false information in my testimony before. As it turns out, it was somebody else who had did it for the victim and got hurt before me. That's right, you guessed it. The pretty little student girl, louder as a woman after my own heart.
Bruh.
You're implicating Ray again.
Sparkling justice, no!
No.
She's the one who gave the poison to English woman and ended her pitiful existence. And suddenly, snap! The journal here is off the hook. The argument is sound, certainly. Will the son administer the poison himself? He need only have waited for it to take effect.
I can't remember where Sparkling Justice is from.
Badangarompa 2.
Oh my fucking god.
Subsequently, stabbing the victim in the back would have been entirely nonsensical.
And therefore, this reporter had nothing to do with the poisoning. Yes, it's all quite logical.
That's right, it is logical and true. You've seen the light. Justice at last. I mean, I don't think even if you pass that, I don't think your journal would want you back in the office, knowing that knowing that you're a stabber of people.
Hey, at least he makes the good headlines now.
Same.
This is unbelievable. And after I've made so much progress in proving his guilt, is he going to get away with it now?
No.
Think of Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san. They never stop looking for a way forward until the judge's final gavel.
Very well then, counsel. Proceed with what is soon to be your final cross-examination in this trial.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Whew.
Hold it!
So it's like he's just been here for a while now, just chilling. Like, I guess I'm just here now.
I guess I just exist.
So you admit that you had murderous intention towards Miss Breton.
Ha! No one's really existed over my sense of justice.
Your sense of... He's claiming some sort of righteous indignation.
She was pure evil, a cold-blooded killer who committed murder right here on our Paris soil. But you're good for nothing, government, do anything? Not a chance. So I had to step in. Fly the flag of justice. Put the right things right for the people. Yes, it was my civic duty. That's what drove me to do it.
So in summary, murderous intentions.
Good story, still murder.
Still attempted murder.
Whatever you want to call it, the point is this. Nothing to this war was a blight. So I had to do what I was right for society.
Yet a real wrong was done, but a student girl in the dock, a crime for which she must pay.
Obviously, because the poisoning was nothing to do with me at all.
Hold it!
So you still maintain that you didn't give the poison to the victim?
Obviously, that's like putting a belt on your trouser when you were already wearing braces like this.
The accused administered poison following which the witness that the victim. An unforgivable act certainly, but not one of murder. That crime rests on the accused's shoulders. That is how the law works, you see. Yoko, who knows? You may even learn something here today.
Man, your law really needs to account for intention in this in here.
2 consecutive accidents of her life in the space of minutes. What a day for the victim.
Do something that people and you've got it coming. That's how the law works. The law of reckoning.
You have to admit, he's very charismatic.
I like. He's a good villain, dude. Like he's good.
He's a fairly he's a decent antagonist. I like him. He's fun.
That is not the kind of law this court upholds.
You will reiterate why you were compelled to stop the victim then, witness.
Stabby, stabby.
Hold it!
What exactly were they arguing about?
Oh, what happened in that restaurant 9 months ago, that's what. The student girl was laying the English woman for killing her beloved mentor, Dr. Wilson. Yes, John H. Wilson. Professor of Medicine, invited here from England by Professor Mikotowa, no less. Right, but the English woman was just jeered.
Her case was be heard by the British Consular Court in Shanghai. However, there is little doubt that she would simply have been acquitted and sent back to the homeland for a free woman.
He was eating a student girl up inside, you would see it. I really felt for her.
Oh boy, I think Ray has something to say. I can't. I can't stand here and listen to this tribe. Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh dear.
Ray,
Young girl, you stand accused here. You can't just blurt that whenever you feel like it.
No, you can't. Sorry, but I'm in the middle of some very important testimony here. Just keep quiet and listen.
But it's awful, man. He's making all of this up. Sato, please, you have to make them listen.
Return to the dock at once, Bami-san. We're in the middle of a cross-examination.
Hold it!
Your Excellency, please, I implore you. That journalist is clearly not a trustworthy witness.
Exactly, he's a filthy, rotten, black-hearted, bigoted, dirty, big, great peeping Tom.
Okay, Ray, you can call it back a little.
Whoa, take it easy there.
Please, please, I really think the court should hear what the defendant has to say.
Your Excellency, I see no need whatsoever to entertain the accused's remarks.
I will grant the request of the defense.
But Your Excellency...
This is likely to be the final cross-examination of these proceedings. As such, I believe it would be illegal advice to stifle the defendant's obvious concerns. So, by recognizing that this contravenes the regular protocol, I hereby call upon the defendant to speak.
Oh. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Speaketh.
Hold it!
The stolen poison that killed the victim, you mean?
I suspect her of being the one to steal it. I mean, let's think of how she killed Dr. Wilson.
That's true. Additionally, Miss Brett could certainly have knowledge of the new poison. But surely it would be no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government. Indeed, all visitors to the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by himself or a colleague, in the poison route would be very difficult.
Unless you hit it in a pen.
And thus fountain pens were banned. That's true, I passed Professor Mikotowa until he agreed to show me the poison when I visited his laboratory.
Ah yes, the hidden second reason why ball pens were invented.
I left, I was searched from top to tail.
Miss Brett rather bluntly revealed the existence of a toxin we've been developing, you see. This was expressed an interest in it. I felt unable to refuse. Obviously, I gave nothing away, other than the fact that it was an extremely potent substance.
I'm very ashamed of myself. It's just that I've heard this singularly terrible experience for deadly poison. I want to look my own enemy in the eye. Surely you can understand that.
Found my suspicions were true. I confronted Miss Brett about the poison. But if it were to be an incident or avoid it somehow, it wouldn't be just the university. The military would be dragged into it. The whole government even. It would be a complete disaster.
I hope Miss Brett responded to your concerns.
She has called those beautiful lips of hers and said she didn't do the first thing about it. In English, actually.
Ah yes, permíteme, memo-san. One last question if you don't mind. I don't mind. Can't you see I'm busy? Okay, you were outside the beach, but had listening in whilst the defendant and Miss Brett were conversing. Presumably then, was it you who wrote this article about what you'd heard? Exclusive, deadly poison stolen from UMA Medical Research Laboratory. So it was published in this morning's edition of Soyu News. Details are too accurate for it to have been written by anyone else. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, yes, look at this. The entire article. It's almost what it said to Miss Red. Word for word.
Ah!
Well, many Memo-san.
As a journal, and as a citizen of free country, I don't have to review my sources. That's a funny principle of any memoism.
But there's clearly right about this. That reporter did write that article, and he based it on whatever he overheard from outside the hut.
Let's go beat his ass!
Woohoo!
Let's fuck him up.
So that's what it was all about. You're trying to cover up the fact that you were listening in. That's why you came up with that stinking story about me arguing with her.
Shut up! My stories never stink! Look, what are you saying, little girl? There's no after other facts. Your Excellency, there's something I want to say, and I want it to go on record. Oh boy.
Oh great, how are you gonna make it worse for yourself now?
You may have endured for one testimony.
This is just like, man. This man has a lot more durability than Naochi.
Boy, he did say he is persistent.
Hold it!
Perhaps you doubted the efficacy of the poison and sought to make sure your victim would die.
That's horse land!
What?
I would be like pouring pepper on your Chinese ramen before you've even tasted it. Completely reckless. Although, I may surprise you to learn that I'm a bit of an impetuous pepper powder as it happens.
Once the victim had taken the poison, she would have been only a few minutes away from death. And yet this man then proceeded to stab her in the back as well. There has to have been a good reason for that.
It was the reporter who gave the poison to Miss Brett, and clearly must have done it prior to re-entering the hut.
Oh god, Neon. That would be something to see.
The Reaper of the Bailey was Minimo before he got deported back to Japan.
Justice must be dealt.
Yes, that's in time undeniable.
But between him leaving the hut and the victim being stabbed, there was one very crucial change in the situation. Which is their argument.
So, what changed?
The reporter heard the conversation between Ray and the English woman.
Ah, yes, that's it. That's when many Mimosan first found out the exact nature of the poison he used. That could be the key here.
If he had willingly taken the poison already, the reporter would have had no reason to stop her. On the face of it, the logic sounds entirely reasonable.
But there's no question that this man was responsible for Miss Brett's murder.
We could think of those two explanations as to why he might have stopped her even after the poisoning. Pretty sure everything will drop into place. That's what you should be looking for.
Yes, I agree, and in order to do that I must glean more information.
Okay,
Whoa.
so let's go over here. Which is clearly the thing that we have to present to, and let's see. Totally from laboratory. The reporter might base it on the information gleaned by eavesdropping.
What? Maybe we should. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh.
Is it because the poison would have surely like...
So I think it might be this. You go first. You say your full thing first.
I mean, I was just thinking that maybe it would be because the poison would be too obvious of a thing pointing to him.
Well, yeah, because think of it. There was the poison, and then he learned the symptoms of it after.
So yeah,
Which
people
then-
would know how to detect the poison, which he didn't expect.
But yeah, he didn't know the symptoms at the time, which means that something about its symptoms or what he learned in there is what led him to stab him, which means it's the symptoms.
So,
So
let's
he
present
stabbed
this.
in order to make it more confusing, basically.
Okay, so we agree that we are presenting the poison article in this statement.
Correct. I agree.
Objection!
Yay!
Well, I can think of one reason.
What? What?
But before I explain, I'd like you to confirm something for the court. Did you glean all the information for this newspaper article from what you overheard outside the hut?
Of course he did. There can be no question of that. After when we were all in laboratory together. All we were told is that it was a terrible toxin.
And there is one more important fact to consider.
And again, they would have gleaned that the only person who would have stolen the poison would have been either him or Brett. So, and obviously it wasn't Brett. So,
Mm-hmm.
According to the witness, Membami-san's verbal attack against the victim began as soon as she entered the hut. In other words, it would have been impossible for her to have slipped the poison in Miss Brett's drink.
Objection!
Where are you going with this, counsel?
Many Memosan had made it quite clear that he observed every single thing that happened in the pizza. If the defendant had somehow found an opportunity, this man would have seen it.
which means that Miss Brett could have imbibed the poison whilst the defendant was present. In fact, must have been administered to her before Membami-san entered their hut. Yes, very articulately put. When I walked into the hut, I immediately started to press Miss Brett about the poison.
At which point many Memosan overheard some worrying information.
Varying information? What varying information?
The information which is subsequently included in this newspaper article, namely that the poison was being developed in strict secrecy and that it couldn't be readily obtained.
Yep, just a bunch of information that was pointing to him.
The
Absolutely.
realization.
In fact, that's quite an understatement. The only possible place it could come from is my lab.
And furthermore, anyone afflicted by the poison would exhibit the telltale signs in death.
Extreme constriction of the pupils. Yes, it's quite stark when you see it. There are other poisons that show similar symptoms, but no new substances that are undetectable.
In other words, it would be clear that the victim's life had been ended by the use of this particular poison. Which would reduce the number of suspects to only a handful of people.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
your laboratory is aware of the unique properties of the toxin we've been developing. None of them would be foolish enough to attempt to use it in so nefarious deed. Mebabisan be no exception.
Therefore, we can conclude that whoever administered his unique poison to the victim was a layperson, unaware of the telltale properties. In other words, someone like you, right and many more.
Ah! Oh boy.
What?
It was you who stole the poison from the laboratory that day. See ya, Neon.
Bye, Neon.
Mwah.
Bye, Neon.
And it was you who administered it to the unwitting victim. But you quickly realized that was a terrible mistake.
Because the poison got such unusual symptoms and was so traceable.
As you listened in from the far side of the pizza tin board, learned these facts. But you'd already given the victim the poison at that point. It was too late. So you hatched a plan to disguise your mistake. A plan that involves stabbing the victim in the back through the red screen. Red screen. Objection! But what good could that possibly do? Isn't it obvious, Counsel? The plan was to kill Miss Brett before the poison could take effect.
Once in the blood, the poison causes the onset of pupil constriction. I hope to precipitate the victim's death before that happened. Yeah, hadn't he?
Exactly. Because without any revealing signs of the new secret poison's use, no one would have ever suspected.
This is extraordinary.
Yes, the effect of the poison meant it could have been too easily identified, so the killer had to mask its use. Which he attempted to do by plunging the knife into the middle of the victim's back.
Order, order, order! Your argument presented is sound. The court is satisfied that it warrants consideration. Does the prosecution have a counter-argument it wishes to put forward?
Well, there are a number of... yes, I counter completely.
Objection!
The prosecution's evasive response clearly shows that much in the same way as he nurtures remnants of his nub-nub. He is clinging to lost hope.
Damn.
Lost hope!
And here we go.
Break down, break down. Come on.
Ah! You pathetic, useless, fallen samurai!
Fallen? Why are you calling Fallen? My person crowd is...
I don't need a counter-argument.
What? What are you talking about?
It should be blatantly obvious. I stole the poison, you say? Gave it to the victim, you say? Stabbed her, you say? Lots of fine theories. I don't need a counter-argument because you don't have an argument yourself. Where's your evidence? Yes, it all sounds so plausible, don't you? But without evidence, it means nothing. Whereas I base my news on facts. Facts, what do you mean? Explain yourself. I mean, what the professor said earlier in this trial. It's all here, in my many memos, every word, every slip of the tongue, all noted. That's all that so you need famous for.
It's the power of the printed word. Yep. Here comes the pen.
Le Pen.
Woo.
How's that then? Blow the stories wide open? CI. Write a mini memo. I've been a reporter from the Soyu News. How then possibly have stolen that poison? From the professor's laboratory.
But there can't be any question of it. He must have stolen the poison that day. He stole it and used it to kill. And if that's the case... As you've identified, poison itself is the definitive evidence we need. Because whoever stole it from the laboratory that day is the true culprit here.
What's your point, you annoyingly handsome country bumpkin?
My point is this. There is one way that you, many Mimosa,
I love how it's always oddly handsome.
could have stolen.
I mean, look
the
at
poison
that,
that day.
like...
I know.
I've heard enough verbal conjecture now, thank you. What the court must be shown is evidence. What proof do you have that this witness stole the poison on the day in question? Yeah? I think this is the time to show it?
Yes. Although, just in case, should we examine it more just in case? Because I don't want, I don't want last time to happen again.
Do we, maybe we have to use the fucking poison set detector.
Maybe, but I don't know if that's an option. But let's check if it's an option right now. Okay, check mark, check mark, check mark. Okay. I think that's literally as much as we can do. Okay, just wanted to be sure, but I do agree. I think we have to present this. I think. Yeah, everything's checked. I think we should be able to show it now.
Okay.
Take that!
The proof, Your Excellency.
Let's go.
It's this fountain pen.
Ah! A fountain pen? How can that possibly be relevant?
These magical pens somehow seem to have enough ink to write many thousands of kanji characters. I believe they are out in our country for the first time some 15 years ago.
I swear by the best. We saw hair calligraphy brush and nothing else. These newfangled pens are merely a fad.
Heh.
Well, as a forward-thinking man of words, obviously I love my fountain pen. Stick up a
Help.
Subson.
took up some of
Sumptuous.
sumptuous ink, and one's work is washed away with words in the blink of an eye.
That's right.
By the way, that pose looks like he was about to break his own fucking neck.
Fountain pens have a small reservoir in the barrel, into which ink is sucked through the nip of the pen in order to write with the letter.
What does all this talking about of sucking ink have? Ah.
Realization.
And just as it's possible to suck up ink into reservoir, it's also possible to eject it through the nip again, of course.
It's literally just an improvised needle. Well, not needle, syringe.
Yeah, you literally can suck up a liquid and just go pew pew.
My word, can this really be?
Well, many Mamusan, when you saw the deadly poison before your eyes in the laboratory that day, you used a fountain pen, your very lifeblood, to steal some of it, didn't you? By the into the pen's reservoir.
Your voice cut off.
You really cut off there to save her.
By siphoning the poison through the nip and into the pen's reservoir.
There we go. Ah!
Objection!
More absurdity! That never happened!
True, we heard that there were procedures in place to prevent tests like this from laboratory. But would anyone have thought to look inside the fountain pen of all places?
No, I'm a little ashamed to say. But for fear of offending our guests, such a detailed search would not have been conducted.
Well, this is quite startling, I must say.
I remind the court that this pen was found in the clutches of the victim when she died. In other words, it was dropped at the scene by many Memosan.
And we all know what people do with pens.
So the crucial question is, when exactly was the pen dropped?
Are you suggesting?
The natural conclusion is that in your haste to act whilst the victim was distracted for a moment, you dropped the pen after you emptied the poison from it into her glass.
Objection!
There could be any number of alternative explanations. For example, the witness could have been using his pen to write down details of his conversation with the victim. And when shocked by one of the outrageous answers, the pen fell from his quivering hand.
Objection!
No, that can't be. If it was, how do you explain why the pen was devoid of ink?
What?
As you can see for yourself, if you examine the evidence, there would appear to be no ink present in the reservoir. What newspaper reporter goes to interview someone with nothing in his pen? No, the pen was dropped after the poison that filled its reservoir had been emptied into the victim's glass.
Witness, what do you have to say in your defense? Since how modern justice system works, is it?
So what if the ink with my pen runs dry? So if my pencil snaps?
I always claw my way back into the game. I've plenty in reserve.
Ah!
My man just fucking throws some pencils like they're knives.
You claim I sucked the poison up into my pen? That's wild speculation, nothing more. If you thought you could bring down a fine upstanding citizen with a trick like that, think again.
It looks as though it's going to take one final decisive blow to finish this matter.
As I see it, the situation is now very simple.
It rests upon whether or not this witness was indeed still the poison dead in question. Therefore, it depends upon whether or not the defense can prove that he did it with evidence.
Ha! This evidence could possibly exist.
Objection!
Are you sure about that?
Many Memosan, this is how modern justice system works.
What?
In the courtroom, evidence is everything. Something you would do well to remember. Because we are well past the point of speculation at this stage, I assure you.
Very well then. I call upon the defense to present the aforementioned evidence.
This is it then. This will be the final piece in the puzzle. The defense can prove by means of this item that it was the witness pen that was used to steal the poison.
Take that!
Chemical reagent.
Counsel, what is that bottle?
This bottle contains a unique chemical reagent that can identify the poison in question.
Yes, that poison is an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids developed by my colleagues and I. It would be impossible to detect traces of it by any other method.
another perspective. Simply with this chemical reagent, anybody at all could check for traces of the poison.
Ah, a reagent? What?
Ruh-roh.
One drop of the contents of this bottle onto the tip of your fountain, Memo-san, is all it will take to solve this case beyond all reasonable doubt.
Uh, uh, no, you can't. I won't.
Your crimes are bad enough. At least know when to admit defeat.
Your Excellency, the defense requests permission to carry out the test on the fountain pen at once.
Huh? Yeah. Oh god. Isn't it my fault? The Empire drove me to this. Try to hold it ahead of civilization, but we decide we're for a win. I don't know, so we're by the pen. Or there's the body more. And the name of justice. Anyway, more. So sat up with me.
I'm here!
Hiya. Let's go.
Oh my god. Whee!
Did I do it right? That was just a takedown, wasn't it?
Not quite. That was a real terror takedown.
Let's go.
Amazing.
Man, it was hard to keep up with this text.
You had the Saber experience.
The instant the first drop of reagent touched the nib of the fountain pen, it was clear to everyone present.
The fucking rage is going from the arm like, oh my wamu, Shindiru.
I have no idea how Sota got over there, but she was ready.
When I saw it there in the lab, the poison, the table got hold of me and decided to do it on a whim. Excuse myself until the ink down the sink in the bathroom. Was in the reservoir out carefully.
And then you waited for an opportunity to suck up some of the poison, did you? Into your fountain pen.
Who would say the pen was mightier than the blade?
Heh.
Yes, that's right.
Answer me one thing, Minimemo-san. Why did you steal it? For what purpose?
Isn't it obvious? To find out what it was made of and expose it in an article. I mean, it was a secret project after all. You use it for a journal like me to pass up.
Then why did the Englishwoman end up dead?
I went into that hut intending to quiz her on her situation. That's all. As a reporter. A known killer, enjoying full freedom. Being justice by leaving the country. I told her what I thought about it. And she just laughed in my face!
Oh, what's this? A far-reading game man by putting a practice of a journalism. Really? You must learn the difference between reporting and listening at always, you ignorant plebeian.
What? Why you call me?
This country, with its pretensions to a justice system, to a free press, it's really very depressing. You see our superior ways in the West, yet you lack the mental capacity to emulate them. Get out of here, you oaf. Get out and crawl back into the cave you came from.
So you showed her my British ways by stabbing her and poisoning her.
That's when I remembered. What the deadly poison happened to have in my pen at the time.
What a terrible tale.
In my head, I knew I should just get out of there as quickly as possible. But I couldn't! I couldn't let her get away with what she'd done, when she clearly had no remorse at all. I suppose it was my journal spirit, getting all fired up.
I'd like to ask you something.
Yes?
You often talk about justice. But surely as a journalist, you could have used other means to deliver the justice you sought.
There's no justice in the press.
Sorry.
After that trial 9 months ago, I kept digging and digging to find out what had happened in the courtroom. And finally, discovered the truth. It was a cover-up! That's what it was!
A cover-up? What do you mean?
I will remind you of the opposition witness. Be careful what you say. Oh, come on, doesn't it strike you as strange? We're certainly not allowed to convict a foreign national. Consular jurisdiction should never have come into it. And yet that buff, that English woman is going to sail away into the sunset a free woman. The only possible explanation is that behind the scenes. Some deal had gone down between Britain and Japan.
What sort of...
I've done my research, I uploaded the earth, so ready to be published. But you know what happened? They told the story they had to go up. Given under pressure from the government, you mean? If our government is going to let criminals walk free, if they're going to crush the free press, then what choice do I have? Don't see that justice is done myself.
Let us not forget, Menime-Mosana, that you committed murder yourself and you tried to lay the blame at the defendant's door. I'm sorry, but you're no better than this helpred.
What?
The truth is, you have no right to talk about justice at all.
I suppose. It would appear that we have reached a conclusion in this trial at last. Counsel for the defense, Ryutaro Naruhodo.
Oh! Yes. Sorry, Your Excellency. Just musing in a manly way here.
So it's unbelievable that this is your first experience in the Supreme Court. It's an excellent performance. In truth, it very much reminded me of your cousin's exploits.
Oh, Naruhodo Ryanusuke, you mean?
The way he handled this trial 9 months ago, the way you handled this one. Makes me hope that we are generally entering a new era of justice in this land.
That's very flattering, Your Excellency.
During the defense you put forward today made me feel most keenly. The future of our justice system will be forged by you and your contemporaries.
Thank you.
So, Prosecutor Auchi, do you have any final thoughts? He's going to cut his seed of hope.
Prosecutor Outsy.
No, obviously he just goes full dead here.
No, poor Yagosa just cuts his pinky.
I, Taketuchi of the Ouchi clan, have been bested by a gallows youth, not once now, but twice. If there was any threat of my former self left, it has fitted and died here today. Gosh, your journey to cultural enlightenment took a while, didn't it? Silence! Rather than living in shame, I will end it all now with this blade. For that is the true path of Ouchiism.
No.
Ouchiism?
I hope that's the only way in which he'll be modeling himself after the witness.
Speak of my top knot. The time is right for farewell. Oh, he's lost forever.
He did a haiku.
Oh my fuck.
Oh my god.
Prayers for the top knot.
Thank you, Soseki.
Oh my god.
What the fuck was that?
Now, in regard to the defendant, remember me, son. Yes, Your Excellency. I have reached my final verdict. Here I find you not guilty.
Ta-da!
Yay!
Well,
Yay! Woohoo!
Court is adjourned. Whew! Man, that was an intense first trial.
Woohoo!
Not as crazy as yourselves, but still. Pretty good start.
It's a pretty solid start, I'd say. Yeah.
it's over.
Saber's torture is over.
No, yeah, I mean, we have the rest of this. With this outro, I guess.
My heart is still pounding in my chest, though. It's all I can do to just stay standing. Lawyers have such great responsibility, such great burden to bear. Don't they, Naruto-san?
Meanwhile, Naruto in his 4 months in Britain. This is fucking hell!
I don't want to be a lawyer anymore.
Susato! Thank you so much. You were so dashing in there.
Ray and Father,
Honestly, it's so such everything you've... Oh no, I'm going to cry.
No.
it wasn't easy, but together we made it. I was on the verge of tears at the end, too.
The only reason I'm still here is because of you.
No.
Oh no, I can take all the credit. It took courage to tell the truth in here. You did wonderfully, Ray. So I would have to say that congratulations belong to you.
Susato, don't be such a face.
Sorry.
We're friends, equals, and it's over, so no more of this for my superhumanity nonsense. It's time to celebrate with swagger, to throw us into the wind.
Consent with... What?
I'm your defense lawyer, Rinata Naruhodo, and I'm taking you down to a milk bar tomorrow. Or something.
Right, I see. I'll think about it, Ray.
At any rate, we didn't knock the wind out of the horrid man. It felt so good.
Yes, it was satisfying.
I think it's the first time that a trial ends with the lawyer actually beating the shit out of the accused. that was beautiful.
Just literally just tag teamed him and then fucking threw him. Yeet!
It really was. Isn't there anybody else we could throw together? I hope you're not looking at me, Ray. Oh my goodness! No, of course not! Of course not!
There it is last. Ray's lovely smile.
Adorable.
You fought for your friends to the very last. As your father, I'm extremely proud of you. Defense attorney Ryutaro Naruhodo.
Thank you, but I couldn't have done it without your help. Anyway, it's time to bid farewell to Ryutaro, I think.
But you should totally keep the outfit though.
Please keep the outfit.
I shall miss him in a way, but it's back to Susato Mikotopa for now.
So I'll never see him again then? What a terrible shame.
What is happening?
Sasaki-san and Inspector Hosanaka, I do hope you've been keeping well.
Is that really you?
Yes, I had to change my appearance for, well, obvious reasons, I hope, but it's me. Susata Mikatapa.
Don't.
So dashing, so divine.
No.
Doubly dashing, yes, and devilishly divine. Just look at you. I had no idea, Mr. Sato. Son Esquires, that you were Locum Sooner Horan. Son Esquire's cousin.
Asani, he's attorney.
He said the thing. We win the game. Woo!
Well,
He said Ace Attorney. We win.
oh, Sasaki-san, so confused. I still remember the first time I ever met him. He was in a prison cell in London. What an extraordinary conundrum it was that the unwitting student from Japan found himself embroiled in. But after Naruhodo-san's skillful defense at the Old Bailey, Sasaki-san was free to return to Japan. And now, he seems to have earned himself a great fame as an author.
I'm stunned. That's truly impressive disguise. You should keep it. No, really, please.
You should keep it, and also can you teach me your ways?
But I had no idea how much you expected who came out with Mr. Toto, no less.
I'm not sure you should be admitting to that, Inspector.
Amazing. You're a woman of many faces, I see.
Just two, really, and this was once in a lifetime event. I
At
Yes.
least keep the hat.
Yes, in the final trial. In the final trial, Yonosuke ends up very unable to defend, and Susato has to take the start of the defense.
No, but seriously, keep the outfit. It's an amazing outfit and a great style to it. It's so lovely.
not a pat on you though, Inspector.
I am a professional, of course.
I do worry about Inspector Hosanaka sometimes. I really do. 9 months ago, when he appeared here at the Supreme Court to testify, he was undercover, disguised as the head waiter of restaurant. And then, on the steamship to Great Britain, of course, disguised as a sailor to keep us safe on the journey.
This poor bad just gets into all the messes.
Though that didn't help you, did it? Kazuma-san? From my script. There, that's
No,
Hosanaka.
that's
Sorry.
him. Give me a second. I was reading it. From my perspective, I have to admit that I have mixed feelings about all this. I mean, now the truth has been lost forever.
What do you mean?
Talking about the murder that the Englishwoman committed at the end of last year.
Oh yes, it was an English doctor she killed, as I understand it.
Dr. John H. Wilson, yes. The man I invited to Japan personally.
Poor fella. Mysterious. Why did she kill him? And now the culprit herself is dead. We'll probably never know the answer.
Don't worry, guys. Someone by the name of Brett will appear in this game.
On the voyage to Great Britain, we had most unexpected encounter. With Mr. Sherlock Holmes, the great detective, I mean.
Yes, I remember Mr. Sholmes well, of course.
Ah, my arch nemesis. How lightly you utter his name.
Well, according to stories published about him in the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, the detective once had a partner who helped him solve crimes, a best friend. And that man was an exceptional doctor of medicine by the name of John H. Wilson.
What? Dr. Wilson?
I just can't believe it that it's coincidence.
God, the Hounds of the Baskervilles is somehow related. It has to be. There's no other reason why Herlock
Like-
would be so tense about that story.
Like it's that plus, like it's that plus we also have the mystery of the funny disc from last time, plus whatever her motivation, whatever Brett's motivation was for this. There's so many unknowns.
The disc that has a bunch of names, it's like they're all there. Like,
Why? What? Why?
I think that the English doctor of medicine killed here in Japan 9 months ago must have been the friend and partner of Mr. Soames. And if that's really true,
No.
then the poor girl won't ever see her beloved father again.
Oh no.
the poor baby.
Papu.
As you know, I traveled to Great Britain once myself to study. It was around the time you were born.
Yes, grandmother told me about it.
I returned to Japan, took my professorship at the Imperial Yumi University. I also serve another role, as an advisor to the government on diplomatic affairs.
Yes, I was aware of that as well.
In that case, I'm sure you understand that there are some confidential matters I cannot divulge to you.
Could you just tell me one thing? Why did you summon me back to Japan?
Yeah, they don't look very ill.
Yeah.
It's been 2 months now since I returned. When I left England, it was because my urgent telegram had arrived from Japan. It said that you'd collapsed with a high fever and you were growing weaker by the day.
What? Where did the news come from?
That's what I'd like to know, because after that long sea voyage, I found you in fine health, father. Was there something in Great Britain that you perceived my inconvenienced me in some way? Or harm me? That's really the only explanation I can think of.
Papa knows something. He does not
Dear
tell.
me, do you reserve your most cutting glares for your father, Susato? I'm sorry, my dear, I simply can't. Let me go!
Many mademoiselle.
So one throw wasn't enough for you? I've got one last thing to say before they take me away. Professor! Me? I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. In that visiting student's fate.
Visiting student. So, Brett, you mean?
Know her? Student of law who left for Great Britain 8 months ago. What do you mean he had a hand in what happened to Kazuma?
What do you mean? Kazuma? What does he have to do with Kazuma?
What? Student of law. He must mean.
Oh great, he knows something too.
Kazuma-sama. What are you talking about? What does any of this have to do with Kazuma-sama?
Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. You know what the guy who never made to England? That he died on that steamship? And he'll never... Ah! Well, I expect to find him in here.
Did you just? Okay, Judge. Okay, understood.
If his body never returned to Japan,
his. So yeah, can we go through that again? Because I want to look at that a little.
They don't know the guy never made it to England, that he died on the steamship, and that he'll never.
So if they, so that yeah, if they don't know that he never made it to England,
His
so yeah,
body.
yeah, so his body was never returned then.
And we have that code with the 4 people that are all here.
We had, yeah, there was, in yeah, the disc also had his name on there, didn't it? So
His name and Wilson's.
and oddly enough was like a different version of Tobias's name, wasn't it?
Yes, Tobias Gregson.
So the fuck's going on?
I don't know.
Why would you hide, like, why is his death being hidden like that?
I am so confused.
And what does Pop have to do with it? Did he help hide it?
What is the government of Japan and England doing?
I'm afraid. What does all this mean?
Also, goddamn, Mr. Judge.
Oh yeah, no, that's dope. It's like the judge, fuck, judge knows some shit.
Square up, bitch.
man's ready to play some teching.
He literally looks like the final boss of a fighting game.
Like if I saw him, I'm like, I'm afraid. Grabs you once.
Why are you officers playing at? Thoroughly sorry, Your Excellency.
Understood. The Japanese judge can one-on-one anyone. Oh god.
Look at this pair of units. I was going to tell you that Rick Saw has arrived, Eugene. And it's a good job I came by. Yes, thanks for dealing with him. I'll be there shortly.
Well, Your Excellency.
Ha ha ha.
Could you give me a minute? Family's trying to call me, but I can't hear what they're trying to tell me.
Oh my god, look at his little smile.
No.
But meanwhile, time to check Discord. Do, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Okay, I'm back. Family's letting me know I just have some food for after the stream. Way.
Wait.
Wait.
Betrayal sober. I'm not Your Excellency anymore. Merely your father's friend, Seishiro Jigoku. May I
That's a
say that
nice
since
name.
I saw you last, you seem to have taken on a more dashing appearance.
Look at that.
Susato.
Look at that squid. Look, it's like.
Did you go all along from the start of betrayal?
I just sees everything, Susato. I'll let you take the risk. If Seishiro hadn't known and then he'd recognize you. So I had a warning he's here beforehand, as our old friend. So, Seishiro, shall we? Yes, how we rule in that case, we now have various diplomatic issues to address.
Before you go, Father,
I like how both of these are naming voices. By the way.
Don't worry about it. Sorry, my dear. We shall have to return to our earlier conversation at a later date. Father, what the hell did you do to my best friend?
What did you do?
Oh, well done again, both of you. You did admirably. Oh, thank you very much. What did you think of my Seijiro's sling, eh? It's been a while since I sent a man flying like that.
I'm starting to. did, did we secretly? Did Dad secretly teach us the way of the judge? The judge sling. Why do so many people have the power to sling others?
To be fair, being a judge, he may have needed to restrain a few accused in his lifetime.
Man was like, the bailiffs ain't doing the work. Fine, I'll do it myself. Yeet.
Whatever could father be hiding from me? About his helpred, about Dr. Wilson. And now it seems according to the reporter.
Man, like, he dug deep.
He really did. Like he's good. He was good at his job, but
About Kazuma-sama.
I mean,
So
I really can't blame him. Like, he was like already probably very upset about Giselle in general, and then she slung those words at him. It's like, man.
and this was after his own like group tore up all the information that he learned about and dug
Yeah,
deep
like-
into, which apparently says that both these empires are probably a little problematic and kind of so, like-
I really can't blame him for the way he exploded. Like, I really can't.
like obviously he was so a problem because he's still blamed on an
Yeah.
innocent lady, but at the same time, like, I'ma be real. Besides that detail, everything else I'm like, yeah, I completely understand. I understand completely.
Like,
honestly.
it will take a next level of morality to be able to restrain yourself, I'd say, after all that.
It's like you learn that your empire's probably corrupt. You learn that even your news station that you work with, probably for a long time, is also being corrupt.
They ruined
And
your
then you-
work of months, and then you
And-
learn that the
and
corporate
then-
is going to
and-
just leave and is enjoying the beach. Then
And then when you go to confront her about it, she's like, "Oh, so what? You're a caveman, blah blah blah, xenophobia, blah blah blah. By the way, you suck. Bye. I'm leaving. Have fun." It's like, you know what? I'm gonna stab a bitch and poison her. You know what? Fuck this lady in particular. He took out all of his rage on her, which, to be fair, she was a terrible person and deserved it, but still. Like, Lady Lily was just gonna walk away and live fine. That's it. Like, she was gonna get away completely fine with it.
I'm going to have to bring this up with father sometime. When nobody else is around.
he's still here.
The digital assistant Mikotoba-san, Esquires, could I have a word?
Oh, yes, of course, Soseki-san. What is it?
Well, you see, I had to start talking so Spec could have a voice before the end of this chapter. I mean, I think perhaps it could be fate that we're meeting again like this now. You see, there's something I need to tell you.
Oh,
I believe that it may be related to the reason why your father summoned you back from England.
this I have to hear. Please, Soseki-san, tell me at once.
Oh god.
I will! As you know, my time in England was terrible. Cursed, I have no doubt. Such awful things I was embroiled in. Thank goodness, Lokomsir Naruhodo-san Esquire stepped in. After he secured my freedom, I couldn't wait to get on a ship back here to my homeland. Having arrived in Japan, I submitted a report about my experience to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The next thing I knew, I had a visitor. It was your father, Professor Mikotoba. He wanted to ask me all sorts of things about my report.
My father.
He seemed to be especially taken with a particular part of the report. Anyway, he left eventually, having thoroughly quizzed me. But it was the very next day that he sent the telegram to you asking you to return to Japan.
What was it then? The particular part of my father was interested in.
I don't really know exactly. But do you remember them? those two terrible cases I was caught up in.
Of course, I could never forget. Yeah,
No, no, no. Your father seemed concerned mainly with the second case.
the second one, you mean? The one Mr. Soames forbade any of us to talk about in
What
public?
happened between the two bonds?
I was going to say, like, I've been thinking about it. He's mentioned like two
See,
incidents,
yeah,
but like,
I've also been like,
I was like, I don't remember a second. Am I going crazy? I don't want to say it
the
'cause I might
fucking
sound crazy.
game put a sensor bar on us.
So something happened in the middle of the events of the first game we don't know about. Is that it?
Oh my fucking god.
So are we gonna go? So something happened, and we don't know what it was. And fucking Shulman was like, "You shut the fuck up about it."
Which is why the only case involving you that any member of the public is aware of is the first.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't care. I have to listen to what that Ashley detective says.
No wonder he's so upset with English when he got into a second incident.
Oh my fucking god.
Anyway, the point is,
So, just remind me as well, since naming you probably remember better. Which case was Soseki's?
Soseki's was the fourth.
Okay.
We had first case, which was the intro, second case, which was Kazuma's death, third case, which was Maki's death, and then Soseki.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. I see. Then.
And between the 2 months between the fourth case and the final case, something happened.
Okay. Thank you. I just need some clarification because you know, I can't remember the whole first game. Timeline wise.
seems that Kazuma holds the key to all these curious unanswered questions.
What do you mean? What happened? Oh my god.
What happened?
The horrific Idia's Highness case, the case of the haunted lodging.
What happened?
Oh god.
Tell us.
That case somehow caused my father to summon me urgently back to Japan. I thought that whole business was over, but it seems I was wrong.
God, the game being an unreliable narrator, I hate this.
We can't trust the game anymore.
Perhaps that was only the start. Perhaps the story
It's not yet told. Fuck. I can't believe this. Oh boy.
So, the mystery of that English woman's death is solved, thank goodness. And having stood in the Supreme Court now, I think I can comprehend a little better. How you must be feeling as you fight for people's freedom in a foreign land, Naruhodo-san. But actually, I'm writing to you today because of another matter. I met Soseki-san and we talked about that second case he was involved in. Father has said nothing to me, but I feel certain of it. That case holds the key to some great unsolved mystery.
Oh
My
god.
notes on the case should still be in the office, tucked away at the back of the shelves on the left. Perhaps you might like to look over them again.
We're going to look over them, huh?
For the first time this year, it feels as though summer has arrived. The sky is a brilliant blue. It makes me long to see you again. Yours, Susato.
God, the curiosity is gnawing at me.
Oh god. Yeah, oh my god.
Man, what a final twist for a first case, huh?
Oh god.
Telling you the first game was actually fucking with you.
So, how much you want to bet we're not just going to look at some notes?
The memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro.
Are we?
Yes,
Are we going? Are we
it's the
gonna go
memory.
back?
Yeah,
So,
we are going back. Yeah,
so we have. So we're going to have a. We're going to have a quickly have a prequel case.
a classic.
I.
The memoir of the Clouded Kokoro.
Oh dear.
Okay, I think I can see Soseki-san's street in there. There's a room with some clothes hanging.
Something else happened there. Also, episode 1 art is still so fucking good, by the
It's
way.
so good.
Like, I'd want that as a fucking wallpaper. That shit's dope.
Why is the final episode a black screen with text? I'm afraid.
Let's not worry about that right now.
Return to title screen. Yes, please. Yes, please. So that is the end for today. Next time, which is probably will be next Monday. Well, not actually next Monday because I will arrive at 2 a.m. probably.
Well,
So so 2 weeks from now on Saturday, we will do the next of the escapades, and then continue with the second, the past, the secrets, everything. It's also the fact it's called the final episode instead of the fifth. I am.
I am afraid.
Everything is boiling inside of me. But that will be all for today. I hope everyone had a wonderful time. Everyone who was here, Neon, Cleo, and everyone else, and all the lurkers too, and everyone who watches the ball. I hope they're having a good day too. And we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
bye.
Bye.